might take a couple minutes for people to start rolling in here, but usually they roll in here pretty fast. But we can just talk like we normally are, carrying on a conversation with each
Yeah.
other, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's see who all's going to pop in here. Pop on. They'll start throwing in some comments, and yeah, we'll get this. We'll get this live going, guys.
Yeah, most definitely. So you said you've been in the business for 17 years?
17 years. Yep.
Okay. Okay. How old are
That's,
you?
I'm 41.
41. All right, just a
Yeah.
baby.
That's it. I'm just a baby. When I hear about all these older fellas out there still doing it, 60 something years old, my wife's like, "Oh yeah, you're going to go that long. You're going." I'm like, "I don't want to. They're making me look bad. They need to retire, man."
Yeah, I'll be 51 in a couple of months, and
So 10 years apart.
I still get out there. I thoroughly enjoy it though, and it keeps me in really good shape. And I like making properties look good. It's been a very satisfying job. The whole time I've been in it, and I have a lot of people that count on me. So a lot of
Yeah,
these
yeah,
residential people I've worked for 10, 15, even I got some 20-year plus residential customers. So
yeah. That's awesome.
yeah,
All right, what's up, Wyatt? Lawn Care. Appreciate you being in here, guys. I
appreciate
want
you.
to
Good to see you,
introduce
buddy.
y'all to Average Anthony. He's on social media. Y'all can check him out. Go to his YouTube page, his Instagram page, Facebook. Do you have anything else that you do? Do you do
No,
TikTok or anything like that?
no, that's all. That's all I got. Those three right there.
Well, you do two more than I do. All I do is YouTube. We have a Facebook page, but it hardly ever gets used, and I don't know anything about Instagram. I couldn't tell you the first thing. I've never downloaded the app. I don't know anything about it. So
I get it. I'll be dead honest with you. I only had the YouTube page until May. I'm gonna say about 3, 4 weeks ago, and I stumbled across a Facebook page that somebody had started that had all of my videos uploaded straight from my YouTube channel. And they were on a page, and the page had over 5,000 followers and about 8 million views since May 28th. So
wow,
I wasn't even going to be on Facebook, and I was focusing only on YouTube. And somebody was taking my content and putting it on there, and I couldn't get it to not be done. So that's why I
wow.
started my Facebook page. And I had some friends or people I knew get on that page and comment, go to this site, go to Average Anthony with no space. This content's coming from YouTube. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, guys, if we got a couple guys in here, Andrew, I appreciate you going to be sharing this out tonight. Everybody that wants to,
good to
please
see you,
share,
Andrew.
share, share. What I want to, we're gonna dive off into Anthony, talk about his history, how he got started, and everything. I was just giving some time for everybody to come in. Now, if y'all would, please let us know that we're coming through clear to y'all. We got some storms rolling through my place right now. It's thundering in the background, so not good weather right now, just like it hadn't been for the longest here in Alabama. But we're going to try to pull through this live. So, guys, if you would, please put down in the comments that we're sounding good, everything's looking good, picture quality's good, and just let us know. And but anybody got any questions for Anthony? Let him know. But guys, let's let Anthony talk and let's check the man out, the man, the myth, the legend, and let's see how he started and where he's been going.
I appreciate the big intro there. Thank you for having me on tonight. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a very thankful and humble individual. So thanks for having me today, and I'm happy to share, my stories and what I have. So I actually started lawn care when I was in 7th grade. I walked to a couple of the neighbors with my push mower. I hit my mom up and actually got my mom to take me in her Astro minivan to a few different accounts that were too far for me to drive or ride my bike. And I would haul my mower behind my bike. So I talked her into doing that. She would take me in her minivan. A couple of them I bagged, and bless her heart, she would let me bag the grass, put it on a tarp. She'd come back and get me, and I put the tarp and the mower in her minivan. I about ruined the minivan, but she did it for me. And then I could then I got my license, and as soon as I was 16, I partnered up with a guy for about a year. He was the one that got the first walk behind 36 Bobcat. And once we got our first commercial mower, I realized we could really start to knock some stuff out. I've always been an entrepreneur and a hustler, and we took off with it. I only worked with him for about a year, and then I bought his part of the business out. And then from probably about 18 or 19 until I was 22, along with this business, lawn and landscape business, I cleaned 3 Applebee's and a local restaurant here in my hometown 7 nights a week, 363 to 364 days a year for about 3 years. And so while I was building my business, I was actually cleaning 4 restaurants at the same time. I didn't really get much sleep. I'm not going to lie. Barely slept.
Yeah, that's awesome. But you
Yeah.
were young then, so young and driven, and yeah, that's all you do back then is work, work, work.
Yeah, most definitely. And that kind of filled in until I got the lawn and landscape business built up even more. We eventually quit cleaning. That's grueling when you only get off a couple holidays a year and have to be in there. But it was good fill in money and good to keep the ship afloat while we were building the business. By the time I was about 25 to 27 was when I really got to darn near my biggest peak with 8 to 10 guys. 10 guys was the max I ever had. I ran out 3 full time mowing and landscape crews, and we would have 3 guys usually per truck. And then there'd be a floater guy. I didn't always have 10, but we usually ran out 3 trucks of 3. And then we would go dominate our mowing on certain days, and then we would go dominate the landscaping. I always focused on having a bigger team instead of spacing out and trying to get more jobs done. I would rather send a bigger team to one job and blast it out, keep team morale up, get it started and finished, and move on. So, at our peak, we were at about probably 220, 230 accounts total.
Wow. And that's line and where you live. He's up in Ohio, guys. You were doing snow removal and everything too, right? And kind of helped you with a year-round process, I guess.
Yeah, the natural process in this part of the country is this is how darn near works out for everybody and how it worked out for me and every other guy that was my age that started back in the 90s as well. You get into the mowing business, you get into landscaping. Next thing you know, the same customers are asking you about snow, and it is a natural fit. So we all move into that business around here to fill in for the winters. So I did it for over 25 years. I mean, I really just phased it out completely in the last 4 or 5. But I did it ever since I was 18, 19 years old. I got a Chevy truck and put a plow on it. And we had 5 plow trucks at one time, 2 F-450 dump trucks with 8-foot stainless steel Fisher V boxes. We ran gas powered ones at that time. Stainless steel Fisher V plows, 9.5 foot on both the dump trucks, and then 3 pickup trucks. And yeah, we had a lot of snow. We did a lot of snow.
Yeah. So, but you don't do no snow now whatsoever.
You know, it's funny. I only kept 1 snow plow on an F-450, and I did not even put a plow on my new truck, which is, well, it's a 2021, so it's almost 5 years old now. And we got almost a blizzard here last year, and it worked out like I had always thought. I said, the hot setup would be to have a truck, a plow, and not be committed to barely anybody, and then get a blizzard, and suddenly you are the savior of the world because everybody's stuff's breaking down, everybody's backed up, and I ended up staying more than busy without having any job set up. And I only have friends and family that I take care of from snow currently. And I ended up staying out for days battling the blizzard because I wanted to. I still enjoy doing it. The salt is what destroys it. If you don't throw salt and plow, it's very hard to be awesome at it and have your lots looking good. And the salt, so destructive.
Yeah. I get it. Let's get some. We don't have any questions yet, but James, appreciate you being in here. Said he can hear us loud and clear.
Thanks, James.
Tank.
Appreciate you.
Tank, I got the pinned comment up at the top. You are co-host. Won't you pop on here with us? You might have some questions that you want to ask Anthony too. And if Chad comes in here, he can do the same thing. Wayne, welcome to the channel.
Thanks for stopping in,
Appreciate it.
everybody.
Yeah, and we and Brian Prime Cuts Lawns. He is our buddy from Australia.
Okay.
And
That's a
yeah,
long
so
ways away.
yeah,
Thanks you all very much for stopping in. I appreciate it very much.
yep. And we got Ray. Ray just popped in here. He said, "Row." There he is.
Yeah, Ray, me and Ray are two peas from the same pod.
I believe it. I believe it, man. Y'all, seeing your video, seeing his, I see a lot of similarity kind of to it, but there is differences because you have a bunch of employees. You did the snow thing or whatever, and
Yeah.
but I wanted to ask you: do you do much landscaping now, or is it mainly just maintenance?
We do mainly maintenance, and that is simply because I downsized to the leanest, meanest operation that I could with the current accounts I had and seeing exactly what jobs I could hold on to without disrupting anything. And the initial goal was not to downsize. The whole goal originally and for a long time was to build, 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 build. I got to where I was at my peak, and then you kind of start to just connect some dots. You get a little older, a little smarter. You kind of just see some different stuff, have a few bad winters, bad summers. And next thing you know, you're kind of just maybe reevaluating. So I didn't plan on getting out of that stuff. But what it came down to was in the end, you just need a bigger team to do the landscaping. The older you get, it is more physical. And I'm 50. I'm 51.
Yeah.
I still enjoy the business, but at the same time, I'm not going to say that I'm as gung ho about the landscaping if I don't have to necessarily do it to maintain the work. So that's part of it. When I started, I offered every service to every account that I worked for. You build it up like kind of the cookie cutter style, and that works perfectly well. We picked up a lot of jobs that we did offer all the services to. You just end up at this age, you kind of look at like the In-N-Out Burger and their business model. That is so true. If you do less things, but you're the best at it, it almost doesn't matter. You're going to rise to the top. There's a million restaurants, but the way In-N-Out is managed and operate means they're a unique operation. That's why they don't even have to advertise. So, and that's the thing too. Hey, that is just a quick topic. I thought of what I could say that would make sense to people, because I started making a few videos about how you don't necessarily have to have a uniform and all the signs on your truck to be successful. And I don't want people to take that the wrong way, because I'm not saying you don't need to look professional. But what I'm saying is that 50% of the lawn care companies are one-man guys. Trying to get past the 2 to 3 man and get into a second crew is like a very it's not surmountable, a very hard hurdle to get over. And getting to that top tier that you see a lot of these people that are on social media that are at, they're almost like the NFL players of yard care. And a lot of people, not to break anybody's heart, but I've just watched enough people besides myself in this business, kind of seeing what the chances are of pulling off different things, And I think that, after all these years, I've watched. Think about it like this. McDonald's and all the big companies spend the most money on advertisement and looking cool. But at the end of the day, you're going to go to that small restaurant that's in your local town because the food is actually the best.
Yeah.
It is the same thing in lawn care. In my opinion, the only time you truly, truly, truly need to worry about how much branding you're doing is if you're getting to the point where you're going to have 5, 8, 10 trucks in a small enough area that you are literally posted up on so many corners that visual overwhelming aspect is starting to drive your business beyond imagination. Because realistically, I can tell you, I made it 35 years with 3 trucks and 3 people in each one. And the holdup I had was not picking up jobs because I did not advertise enough or have enough signage or look professional enough with uniforms. The problem at the end of the day was, can you get bodies to show up work with your equipment that you don't owe a crap load of money on and duplicate the job that you started your business with the high quality that you got it. That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
now I look back and I see how many thousands of dollars I spent on signage and different things. And I could easily look back and say 95% of my work came because somebody I knew somebody.
It's true.
It
It's
is.
true. I
It
mean,
is.
you cut an old lady's yard, and she goes to church. She spreads that stuff up like it's lies. There's so much drama out there. That this so and so guy cut my yard, came to me immediately, did a great job, wouldn't super overpriced, did what he said he was going to do. He shows up every time. He's so consistent. I mean, they spread them rumors out there like it ain't nothing. That's one of my best customers is the older ladies that go to church and just spread that bad boy out. It's like free advertisement for me.
Yeah, and we're in a society too where some people are a little bit hesitant of just different things or maybe dragging somebody off the internet or things like that. And I've watched enough guys in my local town that don't have a ton of signage but are just hustlers, and I see them in action. And I got a couple of them that are blowing up in my town, and they don't have all the signage. They have T-shirts. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't want anybody to think I don't want you. I don't want you going out there with holes in your stuff. But I just paid a crap load of money for Cintas uniforms. Actually, it was UniFirst for years, and I thought I had to, but I could only build my company up to 3 trucks anyways. And honestly, if you have 3 trucks roll up on a property with everything's black, and you get out and you got T-shirts that you spent $8 on your whole crew, and you bust that job out, and that shit looks phenomenal, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get a referral from that company, and you are not going to have spent one dime on any advertisement because it's all word of mouth. It just
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
It just
yeah.
is.
Let's see if we can get somebody that maybe put a question in. James said, "I'm 54, and you definitely lean over time over to be smart." Let me click it on here so it's on the top. And how to make it out here, just like Ray talks about it all the time. So he's talking about being lean and mean, like you're just saying. You were this big company. You
Yeah.
brought it down. Now, I
Yeah.
want to ask you, too, on this. I want to touch on it a little bit, too, or whatever. It's the fact that you probably leaned down and really, picked your best yards, got your best ones, your most profitable yards. Are you doing that because you are getting to an age and most of your stuff's already paid for and everything? So now you're trying to downsize but still love being out there and doing it. Is that one of the reasons to focus on that?
Well, mainly what it is that stuff's expensive. So I'm still not at an age where necessarily I want to retire to not earn any more money. So I keep plugging away with it. As far as the downsizing aspect, it is taking a realistic look at the ungodly effort that I put into building my business to where it was, overcoming the weather challenges by incorporating interior contracting and acquiring an arsenal of tools that were totally unrelated to lawn care, and going and finding work in a totally different field that I could take some skilled guys. I was very blessed. My guys were skilled. I'm a good teacher. I can convey what I'm trying to teach so they learn. And so that was a good aspect. But we got into stuff totally unrelated to lawn care to even drag it out as long as we could.
Mm-hmm.
And every single business that was in my town that started in the 90s, I can go down the 5 or 6 biggest ones. There's me. I had 10 people. I'm down to 3. Another guy had 4 people. He's down to himself. One guy had 4 people. He does concrete. The biggest service in town got out of mowing because it was just too much overhead and they weren't profitable. They're out of business. And then another local guy that was one of the biggest in town for snow removal and lawn care sells plows and upfits vehicles. I can honestly say that other than a few select landscape companies that established buildings where they sold mowers, landscaping, or did something other than lawn care, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but
No,
90% of people get burnt out by the time they're my age. And every guy I go to the gym and talk to that is my age, because there's a ton of them. that have tried this. And you know what? It's a broken record. Every time I talk to one of them, they say, "Oh man, I had it going, and then I just, the guys broke all my stuff, and I couldn't make any money." And it's not easy. It's not easy, and it burns a lot of people out the older you get, and that's why it's more of a young man's game. And I understand, because I was more pumped up and more of a believer in the whole thing when I was younger. I'm still a believer and I love to do it, but I figured out exactly what areas I can make the most money with the least investment and not wearing equipment out and making it fun again as well, which was a huge factor, because 10 guys, the quality of life actually went down enough where even if I could go back and do it again, I would question if I would do that again, because it's a lot. You feel responsible for all those people too.
Yeah. Have you thought about, because I'm in a situation where I manage guys, I send them out, they do the job, do the task. I come in, help during landscaping and all that. And I usually landscaping as a form of extra service that, I just started offering like 2 years ago, but yeah. My lawn business is bread and butter. That's the top tier. My maintenance is, but anything I take on landscaping, it's just extra through the year, maybe to help my guys out in the winter, or, something like that to keep them working. Because where we're at, we don't have snow, we don't have the extra stuff that we can bring on to keep 2 employees and everything.
Yeah.
Do you think you would get to a point where you got your trusted guys, they've been with you a while? Can you trust them enough? Because I've asked other people to go out and handle the routes without you.
Yeah.
And you do more of the office size and, bidding size and all that, like I'm trying to tackle now.
Honestly, even when I got to the point of 10 guys, I was good enough at estimating, and you could only pick up so much work anyways, that I never got to the side where I just sent the guys out. But I did have 2 other trucks that were out for me that were totally doing the job. So I was blessed. I had a great crew, but I tried to make it fun, but work hard too. We had a really good environment with a good group of guys, and I could trust them. I really could. But I was a stickler, and I was a stickler about my trimming route. I was a stickler about teaching them the exact ways that I did it. And I have always been about duplicating exactly everything that I do, as far as trimming, mowing, blowing, the whole 9 yards. And so making sure that we all were like clones of me was the biggest reason. And I was somewhat successful at that. Hey, can you give me 1 second? My daughter needs me for like 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good. Well, hey there, fella.
What's up, Lee?
I was about to introduce you, and do you have anything you want to ask him or talk to him about? I'm sure there's a lot. I mean, the guy's got 35 years experience, so
it's a lot,
he's kind of done it all.
Lot.
Yeah, he's been doing it since the 90s, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I got on here probably 10 or 15 minutes after you started. I was taking care of some issues.
Yeah.
Trying to get things ready.
I saw your little video earlier. You broke out that welder, and you were welding the gate down and everything, and going to show Chad and all that. Hey, that's what we have to do sometimes. Sometimes we got to fix our own stuff. I mean, we can't rely on mechanics and all that to do all our stuff, because then that's a lot more overhead that's going to cost us. So if we can learn and fix stuff on our own, which I'm going to get to you here in a second, Anthony, about all yours and how you've kept them going and all that. But this is Tank here. He kind of helps co-host.
Buddy.
Hey, nice to meet you, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you have anything you want to ask him or anything, Tank, I don't want to ramble off the whole time with him.
Yeah, I'll ask him a few things in a second. For me, you was talking about overhead. Overhead is a big deal, especially when you're a solo operator in a small business. But for me, mainly it's about downtime. Your trailer, a lot of people don't realize that your truck and your trailer is your 2 most important pieces of equipment, in my opinion. And if you ain't got a truck and you ain't got a trailer, unless you got something like what you or Chad got, But,
you can't get to work. You can't go to work.
Yeah, and what it was is I peeled the expanded metal. I've got an open trailer, like like what a lot, like kind of like what Ray's got said. Mine's a 10-foot trailer, and I make it work. You know what I mean? But my walker, I had my deck set on 2 inches on my walker. I don't know what I was thinking going up, trying to back up that ramp, or I'm sorry, trying to go down the ramp. And when I did, I peeled all that expanded metal up, broke every single weld on it, and I said, well, it'll be fine. I said, I'll just take a ball peen hammer, and just kind of knock it down flat. It'll be fine. No, it didn't work. I popped every single tire I own on every mower I have this week. And
twills come in for me.
yeah. I thought about that too. I was like, man, they've been telling me to get twills, man. Here we are. But I just thought while I was out there today taking care of it, I meant to take care of it last night. I'd rather do it in the. I like welding at night. I don't like welding in the heat of the day like that. But I thought about it, and I thought about it. I was like, man, this would have been this would be great for Chad to see, because we were just talking about it. What was it, Sunday or Tuesday? Which one of the two?
Yeah, one of the lives. Yeah.
But anyways, enough about me. How you doing, Anthony?
I am doing very well. I was thankful to get invited to come out and hang out with you guys, and the whole reason I even started my YouTube channel and stuff was to mentor people with information that I wish I would have had when I was younger. And I thought, this is a good time to be kind of like the grandpa of mowing, and shed not only 35 years of the mowing business, but 50 years of life. I've also got a lot more perspective on people, different people, the psychological aspect of running a business and being a psychiatrist. Sometimes, there's working through the personalities and the different hats you end up wearing. You have to become a very skilled individual in a lot of areas to actually stay self-employed.
Yeah. The main question I got for you is, man, 35 years, right?
Yep.
That's a long time to be working in the outdoor industry, man. How on earth did you pull that off? 35 years.
And look at him; he looks so fit and stuff.
I know,
look
man.
at him.
What did you say you were? You said you were how old? 50 years old?
I'll be 51 in October.
Yeah, man. You look great for 50.
His stuff will mud on both of us.
Look, my hair's not even gray yet.
I know.
Yeah.
The beard is all gray, which is awesome. Salt pepper look.
It goes back far. It's going back. I always joke, but like everybody asks me what my secret is, and I always tell them, I said, my secret is I try to stay a kid as much as possible.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's it. I still honestly, I have passion. I have fire. I mean, at 50 years old, I got 2 kids. I got this business I run. At 50 years old, to even dabble in any of the social media and get good enough to make this content and figure out what works for loopable videos and voiceovers and front end info entered and back end hashtags and all the other stuff. It's a lot of work. And so I just fired up. I got 2 speeds, stop and go.
Yeah.
Right.
And I believe it, because look, 51 years old, you probably have been in the best shape of your life all your life, because this is not just sitting down and relaxing work. This is physical labor work your whole entire life, trimming bushes, raking leaves. I mean, just even running a weed eater and all that. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better business model to stay in healthy shape. Now you look at me, and I'm managing now, and I'm a little chunky, and I get ragged on this channel a lot, but man, probably 3 or 4 years ago, man, I stayed in pretty good shape too, running around with them. But
most people, hey, it's one of those where I get told to eat a cheeseburger a lot. Nobody's got the perfect body, right? But most of the guys that come to work for me end up losing 20 pounds. It seems like it is physical work. And, one thing I never, ever did was I never stepped away enough, even when I got the 9-10 guys all the time. Yes, I would go on vacation and I would take off and I would leave these guys that I did truly trust. But I never got to the point where I was a estimates, collect money, paperwork, billing guy. I was married for 20 years, and, I had some additional help in those areas. I loved being on a crew I love being part of my business that I built, and I love teaching my guys to operate at an extremely high efficient level. And I took pride in it, and it was always fun. You know, it's always been fun. Now, I did get to be a lot with 10 guys, but I've always enjoyed it. I've always
Yeah.
enjoyed hustling and being successful and having nice accounts that I worked for and taking care of them and having people hug me, come up and tell
Yeah.
me that, dude, you've worked, your kids are 20. Oh my gosh, I remember when you started mowing my yard. I got
Yeah.
a ton of them that I've worked for
Yeah.
that watched
I
my
did
kids
too.
grow up.
Yeah. Yeah. I got one on the lake that I've been cutting ever since I about started, and they gave Sawyer baby clothes. And Sawyer's 19 years old, done moved out, fisting to have a baby of his own. And I've had customers that long. I was like, they have took care of my family all them years. And that's appreciative too, man. If you got loyal customers that let you show up every day, let you do a good job for them, and they pay you, I mean, it's
Yep.
a great thing. You become family, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not. You come family with your customers because you learn their family, you learn their kids, you learn all about them. And it's kind of crazy.
It's a good way to also build your business, because it's a lot easier to build a relationship with someone that truly cares about you as a human being. And I had a decent amount of my commercial jobs, where after I was doing this for long enough, I had one that I put a lot of effort and money and time and manpower and had bought some equipment for it, did it for 10 years and then got fired out of nowhere because someone new came in. I had it happen a few times where I thought, you know what, no matter how much I put my time, money, effort, and stuff into servicing these accounts, we are just a dollar, and they very well could find somebody else in a heartbeat. And that's how I ended up moving more towards residential, was because they can be, if you take care of them, the most loyal human beings and accounts that you can have. And then I don't have to advertise. I haven't advertised in years. I don't even call hardly anybody I work for at the beginning of the year and say, do you want me to come back? Because I know unless they've called me and told me we don't want you back, I know they want me back. And that's not even a flex. It's that you build that relationship where, unless they called and said you're out of here, you're coming back.
How many customers do you have right now?
About 90.
90 customers. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
And
your biggest you had at one time was how many?
about 220 or 230. About 50 of those accounts we did snow removal, 50 or 55-ish range. We did snow removal at as well. So in our peak, we were doing 55 snow removal accounts as well. I would get my own bulk salt. I had a Caterpillar loader. That's another thing. I mean, I had this Caterpillar loader I bought to, handle my business and load bulk salt. And that shit destroys everything. You should have seen my loader after 6 years of loading salt. And I know then people are going to be like, oh, you should have brought a junker one that wouldn't get messed up. And I'm like, well, then it would have died in the middle of the night when I needed it to start.
Yeah.
It destroyed the bogey wheels on my Caterpillar multi-train loader, because even though they're sealed, that salt water gets in there and it destroyed every bogey wheel. And there's like 10 or so per side. They're like $300 a bogey wheel too.
Wow. Yeah, so there's a lot of destruction when it comes to doing salt and everything. It eats the trucks away. And I think you said you had dump trailers or a dump truck with better dumpers on it. But even the older ones or whatever, they're using steel and everything, it just rusts them out in no time, right?
Yeah, basically, unless you get stainless steel, it will completely get destroyed. We use stainless steel V boxes and stainless steel snow plows. So the snow plows and the V boxes actually would stay in great shape, other than the feed chains and the
Yeah.
conveyor chains and the stuff that was not stainless. But we knew how to work on it. We work on a lot of stuff here. We knew how to keep them tuned in. And what really started to get destroyed was the dump bodies on the dump trucks. I didn't get stainless, but it was like 8-9 grand more at the time. Those got destroyed. You can see some of my content where I show you me sandblasting, doing body work, epoxy primer, and urethane paint, making them look like brand new. And 2 or 3 years later, it almost comes back. And I don't care how much you wash it, salt is like cancer. And I never in a million years would have ever thought, even when I was making money, I thought in the beginning and buying my 5 trucks, I thought this is great. I got 5 trucks, I'm killing it. It was when I got them paid off. And then the next 5 years when I saw, oh God, that truck's paid off, but it's falling apart. And I had to replace beds on my 99 F350, my 03 F350, the beds literally rotted out. My 08, I traded in 08 F450 with 80,000 miles. I traded it in because I had spent 15 grand the season before because of corrosive damage. It's been repetitive with it. And finally, I have a 2015 F450. About 3-4 years ago, I sandblasted, painted it, epoxy primered it, and painted it for the last time. And I sold my V-Box. That was the 3rd time in 10 years. And you can look at my videos. It literally ate holes in the bed, in my fold down sides. You can't stop it once it starts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And everybody else, that's the other thing too, is that I feel like there's a slight, when you're younger and when I was younger, it felt like a great business. I could go out and buy these awesome trucks where then for lack of a better term, I felt like I was doing big things. It felt good. I thought I was making money. I was counting money. I wasn't able to see 5-7 years down the road when you're trying to maintain a fleet of vehicles and you've chosen snow removal for all of these to get in, and how that really shakes down with your vehicles. And what I determined was these things are far too expensive to do this 3 months out of the year. And I am better off to keep my $100,000 dump truck out of the salt and find something else to do. So 9 months out of the year, my truck is still good.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
CR Lawns was in here. If you're still in here, appreciate you being here. I don't know if you're firefighting tonight or, sitting in there playing video games or home with the family. I don't know what the rotation pull on you got right now, but appreciate you being in here. If you're still in here, I know you was a couple comments back. I'm trying to catch back up. And then Jeff Lawn and Landscaping's in here, and he said, you're younger than him, and he's still out doing it. So you're all right with that, ain't you? Even if they're older than you, still getting it. That's awesome,
I have zero desire to actually stop until I can't do it. And for me, if I retire from it, I'm going to feel like I'm not capable. And I take pride in being able to get out here and run with some of the young guys. And I feel like it keeps me young. Most of the people that work for me are a lot younger than me. Yeah. So I'm trying not to get old. That's what I said. I'm trying not to get old.
Time is not on our side, guy. That's why we price the jobs right. We try to do everything right what we can, because that's something we can't get back, is that time. So
time is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got a question for you, Anthony. Going back to snow and it ruined your equipment and all that good stuff. Is there some sort of treatment that you can have done to your equipment? And I'm asking that because I used to be subscribed to Spencer Lawn Care. I've quit watching him for various reasons, but and I actually saw him get a service done to a truck that he bought. I want to say it was an F450. He had a service done to the underside, the bed of the truck, all sorts of stuff. Does that stuff work? Or
I would say that there's a certain amount of prevention that you could be doing with that. I can say that no matter what, you don't see the cities and the highways buy stainless steel dump beds on those big plow trucks for no reason. If there was some product that would miraculously cut their budget in half because it makes steel trucks last, it probably works, but salt's far too corrosive. And unless you're able to maybe constantly reapply, the best thing I honestly found was fluid film. It is a lanolin-based product, and every truck I bought this thing you hook up to the air compressor, and I made a 80-20 mix with like a vegetable oil and the fluid film, and I would spray the entire bottom of my truck and all my door jambs with it. And honestly, the truck that I sprayed from the day I bought it with that product ended up being in the best shape, and especially the rocker panels underneath the plastic trim that you pull up right in your door jamb right there. in the trucks I had not sprayed that in, water gets down in there, and I had holes in the bottom of my cab in the truck. I had not sprayed the fluid film in there. So I took the plastic floor panels off and sprayed that crap down inside of there as well. Because when you get in and out of your truck, your boots got snow, and that water would end up down in that trough in the rocker panel area. And I found if I took that off, sprayed it with fluid film, sprayed my door jambs, sprayed as many parts as I could with fluid film, that was my best preventative, but it still won't stop it all the way.
Yeah, the hardest thing is you have to stay after it too, or whatever. I watch that Pagel Services. I guess he's online on YouTube, and he talks about that. He pulls his trucks in and he sprays them and tries to stay after it or whatever. But he said all his Chevy trucks, he's trading them off because they're all rusted buckets now. And he said he uses that stuff religiously, but it's like you said, you can't help it. It's still going to get in and get it. You know?
No, and people will take shots at me and say, oh, you just didn't wash it off enough. Or if somebody says, oh, you just didn't know what you were doing in the business. And I just kind of chuckle because, like I said, after doing it from the 90s, I've watched tons of people that are my age get into the business, be fired up on all various levels. And when the smoke clears, even the people that are still in lawn and landscape and were in snow removal, 95% of the guys my age are out of it. Even the guys that are my age that have one or two guys that do lawn care, they all said, I am done with that crap. I get pulled out in the middle of the night. My trucks get destroyed. And I don't want to hurt any feelings. Every one of us actually says that was probably one of the less smart businesses we ever got in.
Yeah. I get it. And you're all hours of the night. I watch some videos or whatever where the guys are going out for 26, 36 hours. When do you have time to spray it off and everything when you're in there? You're beating these big winter storms. You got to get after it, and you might be hitting the same driveway 2 or 3 times in that 36-hour span because you're getting so much snowfall,
In the heat of the battle, when the snow falls, there's really almost no way in hell you're going to be able to wash that truck off while you're trying to service everybody. So for a period of time, you're going to just be caking your entire truck with salt. You're going to be driving around as it's melting on the road, and there's salt getting slung all over your truck as well, all just while you're working. And I've gone out. The longest I ever went out was early 2000s. We got anywhere from 16 to 20 inches locally here. We went out for 24 hours straight. I had to plow my road to even get home. We took my whole crew. I had to plow, and we all stayed here at my house. We took about a 2-hour nap, and then we went out for 14 hours. And you're running on, caffeine and adrenaline when it's going on. But when I went to bed after that, I woke up about 8 hours later and I thought I was dead. I mean, it took like a minute to hit, but it was almost like the worst sleep deprivation you could ever experience. And it would take me a day or so usually to, get back to normal. And you're on call like a doctor, but you don't get paid like one.
I bet not. Jesse said, I think we were talking about health earlier on how you stay in shape and how you do good. He said, eat right, sleep good, keep a kind heart, trust in the Lord, and you'll be fine.
I like all that.
Yeah.
I like every single bit of what he had to say right there, for sure. I am 100% a good energy type person. I believe that God and karma are the two most powerful forces on the earth. Live it right. Put good energy out. You'll get a lot more good energy back.
Yeah. Well, one more question on the salt and the snow, or just the snow business itself, because a lot of people in here probably don't deal with snow. So we need to get back focused on the lawn care side of it and everything.
Yeah, let's do it.
But Ray asks, how much can you make in a snow season? Like, how profitable can it be, doing a snow season?
That's obviously going to come down to what accounts you have, your abilities of your vehicle, because I ran pickups I started with a tailgate spreader. Then I moved up to, we added a dump truck with the V-box. So I went from a truck with a tailgate spreader, and then we added a truck with a V-box. I didn't mess around because the price of the bag salt versus bulk and the amount of time, how quick it was to roll up to the local distributor and get 2 scoops and I'm out of there. So if you're set up with the right truck, the right accounts, the salt, the V-box, and you don't have any BS and you got the baddest shit out there, you know, you can go out and make a good bit of money. It's all determined on what you charge and what they'll let you do. We had all of our accounts set up where I didn't let them say you can't salt. I had them, I'm going to plow, I'm going to salt. You're going to have to let me do the job I want because I want people to drive by and see it was good. And if you have accounts that you can go back to multiple times all in a small area, you can make some decent money. But you know, you could probably go out and charge $150, $200 an hour ish, right around there. It give or take. I've heard people say less. I've heard people say more. My end feeling is, if I could go back and tell my younger self, knowing what I know now, any advice I would say, don't put a snowplow on your truck. They're just too expensive. And I would have gotten into the interior contracting and stuff later. It's I think everybody thinks you make a ton of money. It's a great sideshow. If you want to do it on the side, just go plow some driveways and things like that and just have a snowplow. Yeah. But once you start throwing salt off for the job, that's when the destruction occurs. You're only going to mess your ball joints up really with the snowplow. Ball joints and steering linkage up front is the main damage that will occur. And that's not anywhere near what the salt does. So, Ray, I don't know if you want it. I don't know if you want any part of that, man.
He better stick to that mulching. He's killing it on forest mulching. He just needs to sit over there, and he's got it going right now. Ray's one of them that he don't know how to stop either. If they gave 8 weeks in 8 days in a week, he's working that 8th day as well. You know, he don't stop either. So he's trying to figure out a way to make more money.
Yeah, we're, like I said, 2 peas in a pod. That's our 50-year-old self coming out. I don't know. I love to see it though. I mean, he's the same age as me, making some content, so it's cool.
Yeah,
he still got some fire and some passion.
You grew up in a different generation. Like me and you were 10 years apart. There's a 10-year gap, and then a certain amount of generation, how you grew up from how I grew up. I'm not saying I'm lazy or anything. It's just that, you know, you were bred a little different than I was, possibly. You know, I think as we get into the generations to nowadays and all that, the parents get softer and softer and softer. Like, your parents were probably harder than my parents, but they were softer because of the different age group. And then me being towards my kids and everything, I'm probably softer than what my parents were. And it's not good, because what are we making? We're making, weak people that don't want to work,
Yeah, a quick stat is, I think when I was younger, 50 or 70 to 75% of high school kids had jobs. And now it's like 35 or 37%. It's about half. So a local repair shop that I go to, I've been going there ever since I was 18. The guy that owns it, he said that he watched it fade out. And he said back in the day, they would get 100 to 150 applications a year from high school kids saying they wanted to work at their nursery and lawn care business for the summer. And it's been 2-3 years, maybe 4 years ago. He said that they didn't get any that year. They didn't even have one high school kid from the local high school say they wanted to work at this little repair shop.
Wow.
It just, I don't know. Different era.
That's what I'm saying.
Gen X and baby boomers, man, they're a different breed of people. No doubt about that.
They're a different breed. We might have mentioned that before too and everything. So anybody in the comments got any questions for my man Anthony? Y'all have heard from me and Tank so much, man, but we got a new guy on. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. Y'all throw them questions in here to the comments, man, and let's get the ball rolling and see if he can help y'all out, man. Y'all might be struggling with some kind of situation, and boom, he might have the answer,
So you said you're from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
What part?
West Central Ohio, outside of Dayton, a little small town outside of Dayton.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the temperatures like up there? Do y'all see 100-degree days up there?
Not very often. Usually about 90 to 95 with high humidity is usually about where we're at. But we don't usually get up to 100.
Gotcha.
Nope.
So what's your go-to?
Very rare.
Yeah, what's your go-to for hydration?
Are you talking as far as just what I drink, or?
Yeah. Do you mix it up with water and something else, or is it straight water, or do you drink sweet tea and Coke and all that good stuff too?
No, don't do that.
I pretty much just drink like water, the Gatorade with the electrolytes, and iced tea.
A couple beers
Gotcha.
in the evening, probably.
Yeah, I used to probably drink too much soda in my day, and the older I get, I realize it doesn't hydrate me, and I'm getting older, so I can't be as just wild and careless drinking a Mountain Dew during the day, getting crazy. I've never drank alcohol at all on the job or even got into that.
No.
No. No, I'll drink a little bit if we go to the casino, or we went to the baseball game this weekend and watched Birmingham Barons and the Trash Pandas in Huntsville, and I did have me a drink while we was watching the ball game and everything. It's America's pastime, so I had me one.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm more of a I typically go with water and I'll mix it up with Gatorade or something like that. But I just recently switched over to Element because I actually got sick Wednesday, the day after you had your Tuesday live, and so it's your fault. You got me sick, Lee. But anyway, yeah, I got sick out there. I thought I was dehydrated, but evidently it was just some sort of 24-hour bug. But I thought I was dehydrated. I went to Walmart and I bought 2 or 3 boxes of the Element, and man, that stuff is disgusting. It's so salty. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. I have not felt. Thursday morning, I think I drank 3 cups of it. Wednesday, throughout the day. Wednesday, Thursday morning when I woke up, I haven't felt that good in a long time. And I was like, man, this stuff's pretty good stuff. This is pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I drink Propel waters. They got the electric lights in them and everything, and then might drink a water throughout the day if I'm hot with the guys. But usually I drink a lot of Propel. I stopped drinking soft drinks, Cokes, and all that. Now, if we go out to dinner or something, I'll get a sweet tea or something, But usually I haven't drunk a soft drink in 2 years, so I kind of gave them up.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. I'll drink a Dr. Pepper if I go eat supper somewhere, but as far as at the house now, I'm drinking water.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right. We're gonna get into this now because I think it's very awesome with Anthony and how he's done this. And I told him today on the phone or whatever that we might have to debate a little bit because from his and he is a proven factor of this, doing it for 35 years, and a lot of his mowers that he has, that's what we're getting in. A lot of his mowers are at a lot of age to them. He's had several engines put on them and everything. But somebody was asking, what brand mowers do you use, and how do you keep them running and all that? So go ahead and explain a little bit on that, and then we'll touch a little bit more subjects.
I used to run all Bobcats back in the 90s and early 2000s. I bought some Wright Standards in the in like 1999 was the first Wright Standard I bought and my first Walker. And I have run all Wright Standard, Bobcat, and Walker ever since then. So
I thought you'd like that, Tank.
Yeah. Hey, hold on one second. I have to use the bathroom, guys.
Okay, go ahead, man. Hey,
I apologize, my dude.
No, you're good. You're drinking all that water, man. You gotta let it breathe. You gotta let it flow, You don't want to pee in your pants.
No, I figured he was gonna say Wright Standards though.
Yeah.
It's like anybody that's been in the business that long, he knows a good mower when he sees one.
Oh, come on, man. Here we go. That's why we're gonna have to get in the debate here.
I'm just messing with you, Lee.
But that's fine. That's fine. Wright does make a really good mower, and Wright and John Deere. I told y'all they merged together. What Wright and Standard did on a stand-on and everything. So they kind of pretty much both had the same setup going there for a while. So all right, go ahead, Anthony. You're back on.
All right, I'm back. Just let me know when I need to move. My daylight out here is disappearing a little bit, so.
It's crazy. It's been dark here for a while. That's crazy how one part of the country still got a little bit of daylight, and we're dark as all get out here. So
Yeah, no, I just lost some daylight. So yeah, I think that in looking at the designs on so many of these different mowers, and even the ones that I've been buying and still have around that are 20 years old, the general deck design isn't really that much different on most of the stuff. And I think that controls of it, the dealer that can support you for it, and running the same stuff for years and years, so you have familiarity and parts for them, is kind of why I stuck with this. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Most of them, it seems like when it's wet, cut a little bit questionable. Uh, Bobcat sold out on me twice in the last 16 years. So Ed Wright and Wright Standard is still their team. He's still there. He's still a main engineer, and or I don't know if he's actually an engineer, but a lot of this is obviously his ideas on stuff. I like that as well, because the Bobcat machines went down in quality with the initial sale around 2009. They instantly became a different machine and were not near as good. And so I run Right because they're reliable. I got a 23-year-old one that I still run that runs like brand new. My 36 is actually an '03. One of them. I got a 2013 and a 2003. They're both fixed decks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So do you like the fixed decks from the? Because I would take it yours. The deck is on the motor, right? The mower is on the deck, and when you raise it up, it raises the motor and the deck up.
Yes. Yeah, basically I'm actually walking out here so I can get out some little bit of daylight here.
Yeah.
You're basically just lifting them up, lifting the deck up with the caster spacers in the front, and it's one of those where, yeah, you can't make a ton of adjustments to them. But what I have found is that 99.9% of my yards, if I cut them at anywhere from 3 to 3.5 inches, 35 years in the game, they that's what they like. I've made it this far where I haven't ever said, oh, I want to go spend $8,000 so I can raise my mower a 1/4 inch every single time. And yeah, that's nice on my ZKs. But considering one of those 36s I bought for like $3,500 a decade ago, or 13 years. I mean, just the prices on this stuff goes up so much that I realized if you can hold on to your equipment and keep it running, you're going to be money ahead just because your equipment is going up in value because of what the new stuff costs. So that's why I run my stuff as long as I absolutely can.
Yeah. So have you had much trouble with, I know you said, I've watched some of your shorts and some of your videos where you've put multiple engines on your mowers. Have you had to do multiple hydro pumps or anything like that? Or the hydros is just
no, and that's out of the probably 40 or 50 commercial machines I've had, I've only blown up one wheel motor on all of them. And I've put multiple engines on one of my 06 zero turns on its third engine. I'm on a second engine on a Wright Standard, but I change the hydro fluid and the filters every single season. And I've always been on top of that as well. So I've actually had great experience with those expensive parts if you maintain the hell out of them. The engines just eventually wear out no matter what you do. And yeah, every time about 2,000, 2,500. Most of the times when I had put them on, I know the price has gone up a little bit, but so have the machines. So it's usually been around 1/4 of the price of a new one. I was able to repower them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get a new warranty and they feel new.
Yeah, yeah, especially on that engine or whatever, and that's where I come in and maybe do a little bit of debating with it, because I do with John Deere. I've been with John Deere for about 11 years, and their warranty program, and it's Tri-Green. What they do is it's a nonstop program. So if they can't get your mower fixed in 24 hours, they give you a loaner. My guys have gave me brand new ones off the lot, and you'll see in the videos, if you watch my channel, if anybody wants to go back and check it, they drove an hour and a half out of the way, one way to get a part, drove an hour and a half back to get my mower fixed. So the dealer support is amazing, And it keeps me from not having downtime because we only run 2 mowers. But since I'm in that program with them, I don't need a third mower. I got a brand new mower in the box truck right now that they gave me because my stand-on messed up again. I guess my guys hit something and bent the spindle on the outside of the 54-inch, which it didn't bend it, but for some reason I couldn't get the nut off to put the blade on. So it stripped out. It stripped out the bolt and that whole mechanism, so they had to replace it. They're covering it. They gave me a brand spanking new. It's got 0.1 or 0.4 hours on it, and said, "Hey Lee, take it. It's your loaner." Brand spanking new. Set down though. It's a set down. It got pneumatic tires. I'm a twill guy, and I said, "Look, we're taking this thing to the apartments, man. If I bust a tire or whatever, y'all going to come back with a flat tire." And he's like, "That's fine. Hey, it's your mower. Run it like you stole it." I was like, "Oh, we definitely going to run them like we stole them. I promise you that." But the dealer support I have and being in that program with them, yes, I spend $525 a month. Once the mowers are paid off, I resell them to them, or I can try to sell them on Facebook or whatever. But every 3 years, I switch out. Yeah. And you're totally different than that with me, which makes this great on the conversation and talking about it because, I am spending a little bit more than you're spending, far as the thing, but I don't have no downtime, no breakdowns. Now, I know you have multiple mowers, and that might help the process out a little bit too. If you have one down, you can use one of your own loaner mowers and keep going,
Yeah, and honestly, the reason why I never have and I didn't follow even what you're talking about is because when I was in the growing process and the entire time I was trying to build my business, the whole goal was to acquire equipment, bodies, systems to make you money. So I never wanted to actually trade anything in unless I couldn't afford it, because I was trying to set up 3 trucks with a 36, a 52, and a 60. So for me, it all simply started because if I trade any of my machines in, it wasn't about the payment. It was about how fast do I want to build my business and how am I going to do it? And for me, I had to have a fleet of equipment for more people to work for me. So I just got to the point where I bought stuff. I kept it for a long, long, long time and kept outfitting my trucks and trailers until I got to the point where we had enough mowers and trimmers and blowers for 3 full crews.
Yeah, I get
and it just couldn't involve any of the trading in if I had done that because I couldn't necessarily afford, a bunch of payments. I just wanted one payment for a new piece of equipment. Yeah. But I totally understand why that doesn't work for everybody and why you do exactly what you do for all the reasons. It makes perfect sense to me. 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like what you're saying too, or whatever. You didn't really have the fun or, maybe the credit, maybe the funds because you were trying to build multiple crews, so.
Well, I had the credit. I had the credit.
Yeah. But maybe I didn't mean it like that. I meant maybe like, you didn't try to do a fleet rate with them or anything like that. Possibly could have got a deal or.
I always got a decent deal. Literally the trading in and getting rid of thing is that's how I operate with everything. My 08, I just traded in because I blew the head gasket twice. My 01 dump truck, I actually just sold like 3-4 years ago. My mowers, I have a few of the 06 Bobcats. The whole philosophy for me is the older the equipment is that I own, the better materials it was made with, the less electronics it has, and the more stuff that I own, that I know how to work on, that is paid off, the more people I can have making me money with paid off equipment. It's all about the dollars and cents. And so no matter what, anything I never traded stuff in because then I would be out that mower. So instead of trading one mower in on another mower, I bought a mower to add to the fleet. So it was all about growing as fast as I can. And so that meant you couldn't trade anything in. I didn't trade my trucks in either. I just bought trucks. For the first 8 years, I just bought them. I didn't trade them in.
Yeah. No, that makes totally sense or whatever. And a lot of your mowers are the same. So they have the same blades. They probably got the same engine, same carburetor. I mean, so as you're working on them, you already know, and it's like you said too. Nowadays the newer models is getting like you. Do you have any that's the EFI carburetor, or is yours just regular carbureted?
I've got a right standard ZK with the 37 EFI on it, and the rest
Okay.
of my Walker that's 20 years old is actually one of the early model EFIs. It's got a Kohler EFI on it.
Oh wow! Now, what motor do you prefer? Do you like Kawasaki more than you like all the others? Because I've always, I've really had great, you know, whatever with Kawasaki more than I have a Kohler or a Bridgen.
I have more Kawasaki engines on my equipment than any other engine. I only have a Kohler on my on my Walker, and I've got that Vanguard 37 on my right standard ZK. 90% of the motors I've ever had are actually Kawasaki's. The 2006 Bobcat zero turns that I have both have 25 horsepower Kawasaki's on them. So mainly Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm like die hard with it other than they've been pretty reliable. I haven't had one die on me premature. I had a Kohler engine probably 20 years ago that died at about 1,500 hours, but I've gotten over 2,000 hours all day. And usually when I put a new motor on, it's not because the engine quit. It's because it's just getting tired and it's starting to need nickel and dime maintenance. So I'm not going to spend $300-400 to fix the motor. I can get 2,400 into a brand new one and get a 2-year warranty and brand new power and know it's going to be good. So just kind of balance it out.
And you're doing the right thing. It ain't like the motor goes down or whatever, so you're hopping over to Harbor Freight and buying a Predator motor to stick on there. You're actually going back with a Kawasaki engine. So
yes, I usually would put back what was stock on there.
Yeah. That's good.
I haven't had good luck with Kohler engines. I'm more of a Kawasaki man myself, and my Walker's got right at 400 hours on it right now. And man, that thing, I want to say it had 220 hours, and the engine went down. It blew up. I mean, it was a defect from the manufacturer. It didn't come with the intake manifold, and something about it being a recall on the engine that nobody told me about, and took it to the dealership. That, of course, they honored the warranty. Walker, it wasn't a Walker issue; it was a Kohler issue, and Kohler sold out to Railco. And they had my machine for a little over a month, and it got so bad that my wife filed a complaint with Walker. She didn't think about filing one with Kohler Railco. She filed it with Walker. Walker contacted my dealership and was trying to figure out what they could do to help. And my dealership was like, send us an engine. Do what you got to do to get us an engine. So instead of Railco or Kohler, whoever it was, sending the engine, since it was their product, Walker wound up sending an engine and replaced it. But
oh wow,
got nothing but respect for Walker. They're good people, good machines. But as far as Kohler, they're trash.
Yeah, Anthony runs. You run Walkers as well. You got a couple of them too, right?
Yeah, I only run one of them out on a regular basis most of the time. In the fall, we'll bring out all of our bagging equipment. So I've actually got a couple of Pico baggers I put on my Ransom's Bobcat zero turns, and those are actually awesome. Nobody runs those anymore, and those things are some of the most efficient bagging setups you can put on mowers, and they honestly are a lot more effective than a lot of the new stuff. I'm not even going to put any on my standards because these old Picos that I have are actually, they make more sense on a handful of fronts.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Does it automatically dumps, or do you have a lever that dumps it?
It's got a lever and it dumps like a little mini dump truck. They mount up on over the engine compartment. And what's nice is that they've got the little side engine and the hose that goes from the side engine that goes up to the deck. That little mechanism is held on with something very simple. I ended up rigging up something myself with a set of vice grips to make it for the easiest of take off and put on. A lot of those bagging units, the belt goes from the impeller off the side onto the blades, a bunch of bullshit. Mm-hmm. These, you can literally take the chute off if you get a clog in 5 seconds. And so
Yeah.
we go out, we have the chutes off, we mulch the crap out of the yards, then we put the chute on, then we bag it up. If it gets clogged, you take the chute off in 5 seconds. The workability of this stuff, and then we dump them on the curb. So we got
Yeah.
a bunch of curbside.
Are
You can
you
dump
up
it
at
on
your
a tarp if you want.
Are you up at your shop now?
No, I'm actually up at
Oh.
my house.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I was just gonna say if you could show them that real quick, because my old one of my first John Deere stand-ons I actually have one of them bagger systems that I mounted onto the back of my stand-on. I put weights in the front and I
Yeah.
rigged it up, the Peco bagger systems that you have, and I had bars coming up behind me and everything, and I would slide in there in between it and run and then dump out. And then the dump lever was so cool because it was like egg shaped. So the dumper was like that, and then the bottom flopped out. And it was the coolest thing ever. But I had so much trouble with baggers and all that over the years. I've moved all of my customers the last couple of years to weekly mulching. That's all we do. We just everybody gets turned to weekly, and we just put mulching kits on our mowers and we mulch everybody's yard. That's kind of what we do now. We don't do no bagging or nothing anymore because I had so many headaches with it. You know, and you buy a brand new bagger system like you're talking about, a brand new one is like what, 65,
5 or 6
75?
grand. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're a lot.
$6,000, you know, and
That's
you
why
beat them to death.
the ones I have are actually I bought new for those 2006 machines. So those Pico baggers are also 20 years old. And the only thing I've replaced is those engines are like $350, $400 for the little 5.5 horse engine that's on the side. I've replaced those probably 2 or 3 times in the years that I've had them. So over 20 years, you know, about every 5, 6 years, it seemed like I'd have to replace one of those. But dirt cheap compared to the price of the whole thing. You are right. They're a pain in the ass. You have to be very finicky, or they're very finicky. You have to pay attention to a lot of little details. They're not the easiest to use, but if once you figure it out and you can tell everybody, look, this is what it's going to do. We have made it where they're very valuable, and everybody that works with us, you know, we're like, oh, what will we do without the Picos and the Walker? And like, we are happy that we have it, but most people don't make the investment. It's kind of a lot for a lot of people.
It is.
I don't blame them.
It is. And but the tedious thing that I always have with it or whatever, you're mulching leaves up and everything, and you get a limb that's got leaves around it, and you run over it, and it gets stopped up in there and everything, and I'm like, oh my God. But I didn't have mine set up, I guess, like you said, how you had yours set up. I would spend so much time sitting there trying to do that or whatever, and I said, I'm spending so much time in this yard, and what would suck is you'd hit it, get it cleaned out, you might go 10 more feet, 15 more feet, and get clogged up again. And I'm like, oh my God. But a lot of it was probably the user error at the beginning. I was trying to suck up so much at one time. And you kind of got to go in it easy, you know, not big old pile and try to mulch it all up at once. You know, like you said, you ran over it several times, then put it on there and then mulch, you know, sucked it into the bagger, you know.
Yeah, learning exactly what those baggers can do and going at what the right speed where they don't get stuck up like that, or being able to remove the sticks easily. It's totally just by getting experience with them. And until you've used them for a while, everybody that gets a hold of them that work for me, they got that thing clogged up all the time. I can't lie. It's until I tell them, look, this is what you do. Hey, I'll watch them. I'll say, hey, I think you were probably just going a little too fast. See how thick they are. That's why you got clogged up. Or if there's a stick, we'll pull it out. That's why I do run those Picos with that removable hose, is because even with any of the newer stuff or different stuff I've seen, it's the quickest disconnect for that part. And that's one of the headaches, is getting them unclogged. And that makes it easy. That's why I fabbed up my own with like a special bar and a set of vice grips, so we can literally pop them on and off in seconds.
Yeah. Did you ever have a lot of problems with the hose? Like the hose get ripped and tore? You had to order more hoses and everything for it? Because I had to do that a couple times. You know, the tube, you got the clear tube that comes around and goes into the motor, then it comes up to the top of the bagger. I've had to replace them a couple times. But it's maybe user error again, running over something I don't need to be running over. So
it's a wear item, so no matter what, those hoses eventually do get holes. I can't lie, we would use a little bit of 60-mile-an-hour tape, and then, you know, you figure out when it's an issue where it's starting to look not so great or something like that. But you're going to wear some holes in them. But we do enough leaves where it was just all part of the game. It was a high wear item. But usually I get a few seasons. I can't say that I would wear holes in them, extremely quickly. So,
Uh, we'll go through some questions real quick, or some people talking. Jesse said, I prefer the Kawasaki engine on the bigger mowers, but I like the Kohler engines on my push mower. No issues at all. So he likes, for the bigger engines, to have the Kawasaki. Smaller engines, he's fine with a Kohler as far as push mowers and all that goes, I guess. So
yeah.
Ray said he uses a accelerator bagger. Do you use a accelerator bagger that you hook to the side of the chute that just comes out, and then you can just pick it up and dump it out and then stick it back onto the mower? Because Chad uses one. I got one down there. We don't use it anymore. And then Ray uses his, I see. But
I've got one similar.
Honestly, with the Walker High Dump, I don't use any other bagging device. And in the fall, the Pico baggers hold so much and are actually so efficient that I don't use my grass gobbler bagger that I have for the side of my ZK. I don't use any of those. The Walker is just, that's the only way I'm going to bag leaves. So I can't say I use anything but the Walker and the Pico.
Yeah,
those to me they hold a ton. Both those hold a ton.
That thing you were talking about, the ZK, that's kind of like the accelerator bagger. Wright has their own model. So that's what I'm talking about. So
yeah, no, and I like those, and obviously everybody can't go back and buy 20-year-old stuff. So even what I have, everybody may not be able to put this together, because nobody runs zero turns that much compared to what they did anyways. And these are mounted on zero turns, and I keep these around because they cut great, but because they're my leaf baggers, and I can't really throw that kind of a setup together very easily. And so I hold on to it. Hold on to both of them.
It having that engine that comes out to the side, I've noticed that one works a lot better than the models that they make that runs off the pulley. You got the pulley that comes out and it hooks onto the chute, and then it's got the propeller inside it. The ones with the engine gives way more suction that comes through the thing better than the other ones. So you're right on that. Having that model from the other ones, they're 10 times better. You just got to keep it fueled up,
you run out of gas in those, like everything. Before we start a job, we try to check the fuel on everything. So it does happen for sure. So, hey, I'll tell you what, though. I wanted to say thank you very much for having me, for sure. And I looked at the time. I have to drive all the way to Columbus to pick my daughter up from the airport. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, dude, we appreciate you being on here, man. And I'm sure everybody in the comments, really do appreciate you being on here. If you want to come back on another time and talk more, we would definitely love to have you on here and everything. So thanks so much for being on here, man. Sorry you got to run, and hey, it happens. That's what I tell people. Sundays, man, we got a lot of stuff we're trying to get ready for the week and get ready for everything that's going on. Everybody's got a busy life, man. So if you want to come back on another time, spend another hour with us and hang out, we appreciate it, man.
I will. But pleasure to meet the both of you guys. It was awesome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey man, hey, real quick before you go, I got a question for you. Are you Team Echo or Team Steel?
Oh, here we go. He's neither one. Neither one.
No, neither one, because I actually have Red Max equipment from the 90s still. I have a 1992 Red Max stick edger, and I have 3 1998 Red Max string trimmers, and I run the newer Red Max. I can't say I have a still long reach. I can't say any of my new two-stroke stuff I'm in love with compared to my older two-stroke. You'd be blown away if you fired up one of these 90s trimmers. You'd crap your pants. The torque is unbelievable. I've actually got a piston and rings for one of these 98 trimmers that I'm going to rebuild here in the next few weeks because it's not even the same tool. It's unbelievable.
Make a video of it, post it online. I mean, a lot of people like that kind of stuff, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to show people how they can do it because I've rebuilt my backpack blowers, my Red Max backpack blowers, and a bunch of my trimmers with new pistons and rings. Get some honing stones, put them on your drill, lightly clean up the inside of the cylinder. There's a lot of stuff that's not quite as difficult as what I think, myself included, thought until I got in on it. So I've got a 2007 Red Max blower that I rebuilt. I've got some backpack blowers that are 6-7 years old that I tore them all apart, brand new piston rings, head gaskets, all new seals. Usually I put new seals in them when I do them too. So
what we need
I
to
like
start
doing that
saying,
too, though.
what we need to start saying from now on, you are the MacGyver of lawn care. Because you keep things forever, refix it, re-put it back together, and keep going. You are the MacGyver of lawn care from now on.
My daughters basically, they think that anything that is broke in life that I can fix it. So as far as they're concerned, there's not anything I can't fix. So I got to try to keep the bar high. They think I can do it all.
That's what my wife feels like sometimes too. And here lately, I've been like, get a plumber, call a plumber. She goes, you can fix anything, Lee. I'm like, well, I can, but sometimes I don't want to,
Plumbing's not my favorite either.
Well, Anthony, where can we find you at before you go, brother?
Yes, please.
On YouTube, it's at Average Anthony 1975, no spaces. On Facebook, it's Average Anthony, no spaces. And on Instagram, it's at Average Anthony 1975 as well. So, yeah.
Please go over and give this man a subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to him, please subscribe to him. He's showing all kinds of stuff, and he's giving great knowledge. Hey. I even liked his routing for weeding and having the 3 guys. Please just go check his channel out and give him subscribe, guys.
I appreciate you. And real quick, on a side note, I just want to reach out to Olive Branch to anybody that runs an enclosed trailer or a speedhead and doesn't take it personally by anything that I ever said or ever said. So I made a few people upset about certain things. And that was never the intent because I want everybody else to make more money and be faster. And so I just want to make sure everybody knew I have good intentions. And
your channel's going to blow up now. If you add the hate with it or whatever, your channel's going to blow up. There's going to be so much controversy going on. You're going to blow up big time now, dude.
Well, that was what caused it. I mentioned that I don't run the speedheads and why I don't. And then I got absolutely beat up.
I don't run speedheads. I tell everybody in here, we use the original steel heads. We don't change
the original Red Max heads.
There you
go. Hey, you think alike. Guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We'll stay on. We'll stay on. But
Thanks, Lee. Great to be here. Man. Keep in touch. I'll come back anytime. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You have a good one.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Hey, he's got a lot of knowledge, man, for real.
35 years, he should.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I'm more of a speed feed 400 myself. So guys in here, what did y'all think about Anthony? Sorry he had to run off real quick, but like I tell y'all, man, on Sundays and everything, guys, we're busy, man. We're like he said, he's got to go get his daughter from the airport. We got to get our things in line for the next week and get back at it. They're showing a lot of rain in my forecast next week, so I'm going to be dealing with that and trying to deal with moving the guys around to where I need to move them. But real quick in here, we got some new people in here that I haven't saw before. Welcome in here, Skyline Ace, Virginia. Appreciate you being on. Mayberry came back, man. That's the one I got to give some money to Chad. He brought him on in here, so appreciate him being in here again. Wayne, I think I mentioned it earlier, but if I didn't, Wayne, I'm sorry. Appreciate you being in here. And yeah, man, there's a Matt Man 91. I think he's been in here before, and that's awesome. Like I said, guys, appreciate y'all being in here. Appreciate y'all supporting. And Chad, if you want to come on here, or anybody, Jess, if you got it fixed up where you want to come on live tonight, come on in here. We'll stay a little bit longer because I know y'all are used to us staying a little bit longer on Sunday nights.
And yeah, you're more than welcome to pop in here. I think Chad has some stuff he wanted to mention in the live. So, Chad, if you're still in here, you know how to get into the comment and pop on here and do all that.
Your wife, Brittany, boy, she is all about a washer and dryer, ain't she?
Yeah.
She's making comments about old washers are good, new ones are terrible. I think it's hilarious.
We've went through them there, Tank, here lately. We have been went through them. I mean, I think she mentioned in there in the post earlier, too, while I was talking to Anthony and I was trying to get to it. Yeah, she's right. We have a dishwasher that's about 28 years old, and we're not going to change it out because that thing is still running smooth and strong. And this older appliances is so much better than this newer appliance. So,
real quick, because it's a little too much to type. The guy, Matt Man, if I'm not mistaken, he's the same guy. He's actually a subscriber on my channel.
Okay.
I've got the Turf Master, the Toro Turf Master 30-inch, and he was asking me how it's running since I had work done to it. It's actually running great. I didn't have work done to it. I actually done it myself. I ordered a cheap aftermarket carburetor off of Amazon and put it on there. Hadn't had a problem since. And Jesse asked, did someone comment on Tank's Turf Master? What it was is when I bought that, actually my wife bought it for me for my birthday. I think it was several years ago. And it was a COVID machine, man. Back during COVID, had all them problems with shipping and all that good stuff. And they had this thing in a shipping container for about 3 years, and it was on a ship inside of a container, and it sat there, and everything inside the carburetor actually oxidized, and the pins, the jets, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not real good on technical names, but the components inside the carburetor, they would not open and close properly because they were oxidized, and it was causing the machine to flood out. So I replaced that carburetor. After that, I hadn't had a problem since. So that's to answer Jesse's question and Matt Man.
Well, there you go. Jay Myers, I didn't forget about you. I saw you a couple times in the comments too. Just want to mention you too. Appreciate you being in here if you're still in here. So, yeah, I always leave the comments up on the thing, and I keep forgetting to cut it off once I put it on there. And there's been several comments since that was on there. So apologize about that, guys. But it does help the guys that which listen to the next day. If I popped a question on there, if I can remember when people ask questions, put them on the screen on the bottom so y'all know who gave that comment, and we try to answer that question for them and everything. So speaking to the guys that are on the mowers the next day, we really do appreciate y'all as well. Thank y'all for being on and listening to our live. Thank you.
Did you get any rain last night or yesterday? This past week, I should say, Lee.
Yeah, we got a little bit of rain. We did.
Oh my goodness, dude!
So
When did it? You heard?
Well, I think you did a video talking about all the rain you were going to be getting, wouldn't it?
Well, it was actually supposed to rain every single day last week, and it didn't. It rained all night Wednesday night, all day off and on Thursday, and actually tore up a yard. Had to replace a sprinkler head because I sunk about 5 inches with the 36, and when I did, the deck hit the ground and actually dug into the ground and cut the sprinkler head in half. I've never done that before, so had to do that. Had to fix a yard, do some sand level in there. But I decided right then it was time to call it quits for the day. And but
how much did that head cost you? Because they're about $30.
$20. 20 bucks. Yeah, at Home Depot. It was just a regular old generic Rainbird head.
Yeah,
but
screw it on to the pipe underneath it and everything, dig it out and then put it back.
Yeah. But that's another thing to talk about too, guys. Some of you guys that are watching, if you don't do sprinkler head replacement, man, that is a very, very lucrative add-on service, man. It's so easy. All you got to do is just dig a little donut shaped plug out of the ground around it, unscrew that head, screw it back on, adjust it. It's very easy to adjust. You can do it with a flathead screwdriver.
Yeah.
And sit that plug back around it and pack it down tight. It's all you got to do. And I charge $100 a head.
That's really good. I didn't know what to charge. I've replaced some just, but just to, I don't know, being nice or whatever. But now, dang, I'm leaving money off on the table.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Now, if it's
Now,
a
if you
head that
broke it, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I charge $100 a head for it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't get many phone calls about sprinkler head replacement, but I mean, that's a 15-minute job. You making $100 in 15 minutes, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Simple money, easy money. I mean, a 5-year-old can replace a sprinkler head. My 2 boys know how to do it.
Man, did you watch Chad's video earlier?
I have not, man. I've been
Okay.
I've been wide open all day.
He had me shaking at the knees thinking I was going to be the next on that challenge for the 100 push-up challenge and everything. He knocked out 50 at a time. I'm like, oh,
I'm going to tell you right now, dude, if anybody challenges me, you're out of luck. You got to
watch it. You got to watch it because he said some funny stuff in there. And he said some really funny stuff at the end. And I applaud him for that. So, Chad, that's awesome, man. Maybe he will come out and take on that challenge. But I mean, he's probably in here right now, like you said. He might be in here right now listening to us or whatever. But
he
maybe he'll take on that.
Did he challenge me, Lee?
No, he didn't challenge you.
The what?
No.
Okay, the way you're talking.
No, I'll say who he challenged. He challenged Dirty Jim.
Dirty Jim. I don't know who that is. But
Dirt something. I can't remember his name or title or whatever. Oh, Chad said, "Don't say it, Lee."
Yeah, I'll watch
sorry,
it.
Chad. You sit that out real quick as it came out of my mouth, man. I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say it. Oh, the tank joke. Yeah. I won't say the tank joke. You're good.
Yeah, I'll watch it. But yeah, if anybody, I'm letting everybody know right now. If you ever challenge me to 100 push-ups, you're out of luck because I'm not doing it. I can't do 100 push-ups. I got to go to work tomorrow, man. I can't do that.
They're doing it during work. I'm like, dang, don't y'all work hard enough? Don't y'all work hard enough? You don't do it during work. Chad trimmed a bunch of bushes, then popped out and dropped down and did 50 and got back up and kept on going. I'm like, good night. Brittany's like, challenge him, Chad. Challenge Lee. Man, see what she tries to do to me.
I could probably do 30 or 40. I've never tried to do 100 before, but I could probably do 30 or 40. I know the most I've ever done at one time was 60. That was when I was playing high school football. Yeah. that was 20-something years ago.
Ain't getting out there no more doing that. Ugh.
No, but no, I'm actually getting on the. Go ahead.
Brian said he's with you. He said, "I'm with you, Tank." Laughing emoji.
Yeah, man. I don't know. The next few months, I may be able to get back into that kind of stuff. I'm actually getting on that GLP-1 shot, and okay. I got to lose some weight, dude. I got to lose some weight. It's tired of waking up in pain every single day, and I just don't have time to hit the gym.
Wayne said I could give the tank joke away. Don't, Wayne. Let him watch it and listen to it himself.
Chad's got jokes for me, huh?
Oh, Chad's got jokes for everybody. You know Chad. Shoot. If he didn't joke with you, he probably don't like it. You know?
Yeah.
That's how we look
Chad's
at
a good guy. Chad's a good guy. But anyway, no, we actually went fishing this morning. Me and my 2 boys. We were supposed to wake up at 5 and go fishing, but I forgot to reset my alarm. I had it set to 6 a.m. every day, and I forgot to set it back to 5. And but anyway, we went fishing today, and then came home, and I jumped on that trailer gate, got it taken care of.
Well, that's good. I mean, to get it knocked out and get ready for your next week and everything, that's when you want to do it. Dang, I was supposed to sharpen blades and I didn't. Ugh, they're going to have to run them blades one more day, I guess. I didn't even think about it now till you just mentioned that. I dropped on and got that. I'm like, man, I'm sliding, man.
Hey, according.
I forgot. My wife's going to be on here. She got to go down there at 11 o'clock tonight and sharpen them blades for them boys.
According to several folks that I've seen on TikTok and YouTube, man, those Fisher Barton blades are supposed to be really good. those self-sharpening blades.
Yeah.
So
I've never used them. I don't know. I used the Oregon blades. And here's the thing, guys. While my mower's in the shop, I put a new set of blades, a new style, which was Oregon too. And it was a 12-pack. I got it at a cheaper price. And I think that's why that happened on the mower, because I've never had a bent spindle. You know, as long as I've been in business or whatever, I've never had any damage to any spindle until this. And I just put them blades on there, and like 2 days later, that happened. So that's what I told my wife. It's probably my fault. You know, it's my fault. They were a not as wide blade, wasn't as thick as the original ones, one that I've been getting. And, you know, it might have hit something and warped it and bent it up inside the shaft and created that problem. So I'm probably the reason that it did that. And I'm going to go back to the original blades that I do order. I'm just like everybody else, man. I was just trying to save a nickel somewhere, and look what it cost me. You know, it didn't cost me anything because they're fixing it. And I got a loaner mower, so I'm still out running and everything, but we're having to run a set down, don't have the grass flap on it. They had to go to the apartments. They had to cut really slow in some of these areas, so it did kind of hurt me a little bit on time, because in these apartments, they got little spaces in the front, grass sections, and the cars are parked right up beside them. I'm sure y'all been in apartment complexes and saw that before. And these little kids, man, if they got rocks in their flower beds, they throw these rocks out there playing and everything. So we don't want to sling anything on a car. That's why I like putting a chute blocker on when we're doing these apartment complexes. So
yeah,
this past week, they had to be a little easier. Let's see.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was diagnosed with type 2, so the diet took a change. Yep. I mean, when you get to that way, man, you got to take care of your body, take care of yourself, man. So.
Man, he went from 320 down to 283 in a week and a half. Good Lord.
Wow. Is that taking that shot?
Yeah, GLP-1s.
Yeah.
My daughter did it. She lost a bunch of weight.
I worry about taking shots and having, you know, like the vaccine and chemicals all in my body and all that. I kind of worry about doing stuff like that, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why.
Size and all that, it's kind of scary, you know.
Yeah, the good thing about this is though you can stop it whenever you want. It's not like a vaccine where the stuff's inside of you forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Does the weight pick back up pretty fast too if you stop doing it, you know?
I don't know. My daughter quit doing it and she's still skinny as a rail.
Well, that's good.
I think it kind of gives you a blank slate to
start over.
kind of start over. And you know, when I got married, man, I let myself go, man. My wife's a really good cook and working all the time. Yeah, working all the time, man. I just kind of lost interest in working out and all that good stuff. When I was in high school playing baseball and football, dude, I was in really good shape. But now, no.
Yeah, dude, I was so skinny when me and my wife were first together. I gained 50 pounds during her pregnancy. She lost it. I never lost it.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 more kids since then. So, you know, I got fat in them period of times too. Because she ain't going to be the only one fat around. She said, I got to get fat too.
Yeah, it's crazy too, man. It seems like when your wife gets pregnant, you gain weight with them.
Yeah.
But they have the baby, the weight's gone, but yours is still there. It's like, what am I supposed to do now?
Hey, Chad said, I'm going to donate Tank a gym membership. Look at that big spender, man. I think Planet Fitness is like $10 a month. Come on, Chad. He wants to go to Gold's Gym, big old gym. Nice, man. Take care of you.
Yeah, I guess I kind of deserved the blunt of Chad's joke since I pick on him about missing 4 deer. You know, kind of bring it on himself. It's all good, though. It's all good. I dish it out so I can take it.
Chad, you can pop in here if you want to or whatever. I mean, I had Anthony on. I messaged him, and dude's such a great guy, man. That he's got about around the same amount of subscribers as Ray does. He didn't have to come on here for a little bitty old channel like mine, a little bitty live that we have started up. But I messaged him, and sure enough, man, he's humble, great guy. Kind of give back to the smaller channels, and he's kind of one of the guys that want to give back to lawn care and all that. So, yeah, I was very happy that he came on. I wish a lot of these other YouTubers and guys would come on and talk. And as you saw, I debated him a little bit, super great guy. But as far as, the mower wise goes, the warranty and all that kind of stuff, so it ain't like I was, and I told him that, there'd be some sayings that, we might feel different about, but we can sit here and talk about it as grown men. And, not everybody be a Debbie a downer. You know what I'm saying? So.
I will say, though, there are some new faces in the chat tonight.
Yeah, there was quite a few, man. I really do, man. I think this thing is going pretty good. I think it's going pretty strong. And I think we got up to I think at one time we had like 25 in here. So that's pretty good. Getting tired, and I'm drinking my coffee too, man. I worked today, Tank. We cleaning up the bank. Really? Yeah, I know. Did you really?
No, I ain't got no problem with it.
But we cleaned up the banks, finishing up that job. I brought the mini skid steer with the grapple bucket and grabbing the pals up and throwing them onto the dump trailer and then going and hauling them to the dump and everything, or to the place that he's allowing us to dump them. So, yeah, man, the guys worked 8.5 hours today doing that. So we finished that job up. As y'all saw earlier this past week, Wednesday, we finished up finally that landscaping job. So that turned out really good. It took us 4.5 hours to do that landscaping job. And we, we buried them downspouts and put pop-ups in them. If you hadn't watched that video, you can go back and watch it. It's showing me a little bit on that little mini eggs that I got from the auction. So, a lot of these little small equipments, man, they really make me money and help me out. So if you're looking into getting one from an auction or buying the big boy ones or whatever, man, equipment helps you out so much.
Jay, he asked me if I was growing a beard for hunting season. No, I've had a beard for, I've had a beard for probably 12 years now. Actually longer than that. I think I started growing, just like, kind of like what you got right there. I've had a beard, some sort of beard, since, I don't know, probably 2011, 2012, somewhere around in there. But it used to be really long. I had it down to about right here at one point. Yeah. And, but I was telling my oldest boy, he didn't see me when I had it that long. He's new to the family. And, but I asked him if I should grow it back out, and he was like, yeah, I want to see it. So I'm going to grow it back out for him.
So you're going to grow it back out long? That's cool.
I'm going to try, man. It's hot.
Mine don't get thick enough to be able to grow a big beard like that. So,
well, I would tell you how to thicken it up, but there's women in here. So,
oh yeah, well, Brittany, I probably don't want to do it the way you're thinking about doing it, anyways, because it might be kind of nasty. Yeah.
I'm just cutting up with you.
Oh no, I know what you're getting now. Yeah, let's don't do that or whatever. Because even though my wife don't even want me to have a thick beard, she can't stand beards. She thinks it's nasty.
Every time I've ever cut mine off, my wife's like, grow it back out.
Yeah, mine probably don't want to see my double chin. That's why I keep it, so I don't have the double chin popping out or whatever. But the mini excavator and skid steers were perfect for that job the other day, Lee. Yeah, it was, man. It worked out really good. It really did. We were able to get our jobs done at a fast pace. Better, it beats a shovel, like I tell everybody all the time. And Chad said my wife hates facial hair too. Yep. Hey, Chad always keeps his smooth cut, but some of his videos you can see that afternoon shadow coming through and everything. We're going down that rabbit hole. I don't know what rabbit hole we're going down there, Jay Myers. Jay Myers, what's going on, man? You're always wanting us to be on here for 3 or 4 hours. You know, y'all give us something to talk about, man. If y'all want us to stay on here a little bit longer, there's like 15 of y'all in here. Give us some something that might help you out. Something that I don't know. Let's see, because if y'all don't, I'm gonna end it. We're gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
It's harder with a beard and everything. I get it. It really is. Tank, do you use beer oil?
I do.
Okay.
If I didn't,
I put some on tonight, and so it wouldn't fray out. And I try to keep it closer to my.
If I didn't, I wouldn't be able to grow it out, dude. It would drive me bonkers.
It kind of keeps it where it's more down, you know, on your face, and it don't all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You kind of tease it, I guess.
Brittany said, "I'm very curious now, Tank. Don't want him to grow it out, but curious." LOL. I'm not
He ain't saying it, Brittany.
I ain't saying it. I was raised not to talk like that in front of women.
That's exactly right. So that gives you the hint. That gives you a hint.
I am not doing it.
Jess said goat tea for him. He uses goat tea, I guess, on his beard.
Yeah. But no, I shampoo it, I condition it when it's long, you know. I shampoo it, condition it, and oil it and balm it and all that good stuff. You got to. If not, you're gonna look like Cy Robertson if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I do try to. What little bit I have, I can't. It just don't grow. You know, I just ain't never. My 19-year-old can grow a beard better than I can. You know, it's just my body. I don't know.
That's something I've never struggled with, man. I mean, I had a goatee and sideburns back in the early 2000s and late 90s when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, had the old pork chops growing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember them days where everybody had them and everything. But I haven't had a problem with hair. I got really thick hair, but I keep it cut really short. I can't stand long hair anymore. So.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to me. Why I can't grow a beard, man, because it all fell out of my head and stuck to my face.
Yeah. Matt Man said all of my equipment is Toro. I'm debating on getting a Toro Direct collection next year. Is the Toro Direct collection and Exmark Navigator basically just like a Walker clone?
Chad would be able to answer that for you. I don't know. I've never ran the Toro or Exmark, but I think Chad has an Exmark Navigator, don't he?
Yeah. He does. I think they're kind of all of them are the same because Skag makes one too.
I didn't know Skag had one.
Yeah, Skag's got one. Walker has one. Toro has one, and Exmark. Walker's. Chad said Walker is better, which Walker I think they've been in the game longer than anybody on it. You know, they got it.
They're the original collection mower.
Yeah. They're just slow. That's all.
Extremely.
They make the best cut. They do great on bagging, but they're just slow.
Extremely slow.
My properties are big. If I had small cookie cut properties or whatever, no doubt in my mind, I would definitely have a Walker on my fleet. No doubt. I ran them for 5 years or longer.
Yeah, I mean, I lose maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes per property with my Walker because of the slowness. But I mean, like I said, your properties are huge, mine are small.
Yeah, but you're losing that on your small properties, like you're saying. On your big properties, you might lose 20, 30 minutes, you know.
I will not bag a big property. I will not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Call somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't blame you. Let's see.
To be
We
honest with
have.
you, I just hate bagging, man. I mean, it's a hassle. I mean, I love my walker. I mean, it's great for what it does. Every mower has a purpose,
Hmm.
and but I hate bagging. I despise it. I mean, if you've got to have something to do with those clippings. You know, we can't depend on the city to pick it up. The city doesn't pick it up, so we
Yeah.
can't dump it on the side of the road. I think I've seen Chad do it in some of his videos. I know Buster, you know, he has a curbside pickup, stuff like that. We don't have that here in Columbia County, but
Yeah.
you know, some of my people got on-site dumping, but the ones that don't have on-site dumping, you got to find something to do with them clippings, man. And
That's why I was wanting Anthony to talk about that high lift dump that he has. He can dump it right in the back of the bed of his truck, you know, or into a dump truck or something, or a dump trailer, you know. That high lift dump on the walker is pretty cool. Jess says, do you guys carry wasp killer spray in your trucks or mowers? We definitely carry them around this time of year when we're trimming bushes, because them wasps get up in them bushes like crazy right now.
uh, man, are you talking about TPC Pinehurst, like where they play the big golf tournament at from time to time? He said he's picking up. Let's see, a big golf course community. Pinehurst is right up the road from me. All the guys up there have collection mowers. That's where I need to get in at. Hmm.
Is
I used
that
to have a
close to
golf
you?
course. No,
Oh, you
nowhere
used
near
to.
me.
Oh,
I think that's in North Carolina. If it's the same one, I'm not sure. Yeah, Pinehurst, North Carolina. It's the
yeah.
same golf course. But I I used to have a golf course. It's actually where the women's LPGA used to play a lot. A place called Mount Vintage over in North Augusta. And dude, that golf course community. I'm not saying all of them are like this, but you got to be careful getting in on places like that, man, because those people are hard to deal with. They are extremely hard to deal with.
Like in the
And
backyards of the golf course or something. If it's like a HOA connected to a golf course, is what you're talking about.
yeah, like you know, like a golf course, most of them they'll have like houses that back up to the fairway or the green or whatever, and it's stuff like that. But those people, man, they really do think they're royalty, and
Oh God,
extremely hard to deal with. I mean, it makes it tough on a solo operator.
I bet. I
And
bet.
I don't know if Matt Man's a solo guy or not, but just be leery of that, man. Picking up golf course communities.
Yeah. Jess said the wasps like to nest underneath boards. I got hit twice in one day, back to back. House opened the gate, kind of slammed and disturbed the walls. I couldn't get through the gate. Yeah, it kind of sucks, man, when you got a wooden gate or any kind of gate and you're trying to get in the backyard, man, and then wasps are coming through and you ain't got no spray on you. Man, a lot of times, man, I've done this before too, and I still charge the customer. I'll go and tell them, hey, you got some walls back there. I can't get back there to your property and cut it. You need to kill these walls, and in 2 weeks we'll come back and we'll mow the property. But I am going to charge you for that cut. But I
I
kind of leave it up to them. They need to get them. They need to get them killed.
I keep wall spray
Yeah,
in the
we
truck,
do.
but if it's excessive,
Yeah,
but at the same time, I mean, it comes with the territory, I guess. But at the same time, man, you would think these homeowners would take care of that stuff. I mean, because they got to live there, man.
yeah. They go in and out of it. I'm sure.
It's crazy.
Somewhat times. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way on that, man. We do carry wall spray with us. And when I was changing them lights out there at the Dollar General, the last one I went to, the walls were all in there. And I walked to the manager and I said, "Hey, do y'all got any wall spray here?" And she said, "Yeah, let me get you some off the shelf." I didn't have to pay for it or nothing, and sprayed them down in there and everything, because I was like, "Hey,
Chad
y'all want me to change these lights?"
Chad said he killed a copperhead this week.
Oh wow.
Uh, don't know anything about Asian hornets. I don't know the difference. I mean, I've dealt with American hornets. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they're Asian hornets. I don't know. But yeah, I have gotten stung by hornets, and that's a different type of pain there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Weed eater kicked it up in thick grass. Didn't see it until weed eater hit it. I actually ran over a snake not this past week, but the week before last at one of my customers' houses. Ran it over with the walker, and I was just praying like, man, I hope that thing got chopped up before it went into that hopper.
Oh yeah. Woo-hoo. I don't like snakes at all. I don't even like talking about it, guys. So y'all can continue on. I'll go over here to the side. I can't stand snakes, man. But luckily we didn't see any on the banks. The guys didn't tell me they seen any, killed any, or nothing like that, which is very unusual because usually there's a lot of copperheads that get up, up on the lake around all them rocks and all that. And yeah, apparently they didn't see any getting stepped on and didn't get bit. So that's a plus.
Yeah. Matt Man's talking about he is solo. He's gotten a lot of calls from Pinehurst. He says big houses, small yards, and tight roads in gated communities. Those people want everything bagged. They did seem difficult to deal with. Yeah, I deal with a lot of that in my area, man. And what it is a lot of the HOAs, you do have a lot of people that don't know any better. They don't know a whole lot about lawn care and landscape and all that good stuff. That's why they're hiring people like us. But they think that you're supposed to bag. Some people think that you're supposed to bag. They think that the grass clippings are just going to sit on top of the lawn. And yeah, that was my youngest boy. He always tells me he loves me before he goes to bed. But he thinks that the grass clippings are. So that a lot of people think that if you don't bag, the grass clippings are just going to sit on top of the lawn and kill everything. They just don't know any better. But a lot of cases, a lot of HOAs require their residents to bag, and that's why so many people around here in my area bag, man, because there's a lot of HOAs around here that just simply require it. It's a pain too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a pain to deal with customers like that. You're exactly right. So he's probably dealing with that, and you kind of pretty much hit the nail on the head, knowing that if he's solo dealing with customers like that, Lee, what about spiders? No, can't stand spiders. But I tell you, man, and my wife just put in a comment, we got a lot of black widows around us, man, in our property, man. Like if you leave, like my kids have these little plastic ramps. They got their little dirt bikes or their bicycles. They jump in the yard. If you go and flip one over, there might be 3 or 4 of them under it all the time. And we kill the crap out of them. I've noticed them when I open up my new shop. The roll-up doors, the in between each roll-up door, if you look down at the bottom of the ground, there's like 2 or 3 of them on all the little posts of black widows. Man, we have got infested with black widows bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say they like those tight crevices.
Yeah,
dark areas.
When dark areas, moisture, and all that. Yeah, they love it.
We don't do a lot of those, but we got a lot of brown recluses.
Jeff said, got in a yellow jacket nest before, been stung 22 plus times. Hey, man, me and my wife was doing a property on the lake one time, cleaning leaves up, and we got in a yellow jacket nest. Man, me and her both got hit about 20 or 30 times. Man, they popped me on my head about 7 or 8 times. My head swelled up, man, had knots all over it. Man, this is the worst, man. And I jumped off the mower. It stayed running. There were probably 500 swarming around it. I said, I told my wife, I said, let's go. We're going to let that sucker run till it runs out of gas and we'll come get it later. Man, she's a trooper, man. She jumped on that thing, man, and took off with it. And I was like, you're crazy as heck, man. I just let the gas run out of that sucker, man. I can't stand being stung by a yellow jacket. They're the meanest things out there. They don't care.
They're just rude. They're just rude, man.
They treat you.
Yeah, they're treating you like they're jumping you in a gang or something. It's like 50 or 60 of them that hit you at one time.
Dude, I had my guy that had one leg. He had a hole in his pants by his kneecap on his good leg. The leg he had, not the fake leg. He had a hole around his kneecap. And I done told him twice because he would come. I was cutting the front yard, making my pattern and everything. This got a beautiful yard, like a golf cart course cut yard. But every time I would come to make my line, he would be standing right by that hole. And I'd be like, dude, there's a yellow jacket hole right there. I keep telling him. Well, he did it like twice. The third time he stood over there, and I was like, all right, whatever, dude. Just get stung. I done told you a couple times. Well, I guess my mower was when I was coming down the hill, I was getting in line with him closer to that hole, and it was making them yellow jackets mad. This is how a yellow jacket is, and they are so mean. He had that little hole up his kneecap. 4 or 5 of them flew into his kneecap hole, didn't sting him until they all got in there and said, all right, get him. And they just tore him up, man. They waited. It ain't like the first one went in there and stung him. When he pulled his pants off, he had like 4 or 5 of them on his underwear where he was running to the trailer to try to take his clothes off into the enclosed trailer. And they were lighting his butt up. And I was like, dude, I told you don't stand back there. I told him, I said, dude, don't stand there. But that's how mean they are. They get all up inside of his leg and they're like, all right, 1, 2, 3, get him. And I'm like, dude, that's messed up. A yellow jacket is messed up, dude.
They're just rude.
I don't know what to say, man, but they're bad.
They're very invasive, man. They have no concept of privacy at all.
Yeah, and they're so smart. That's what my wife just said. And he only had 1 leg. Why couldn't they start tagging on the leg that was fake? They're that good. He had a 50-50 shot to not get stung. And these yellow jackets are so smart, they still stunk his butt.
So I probably would have took that fake leg off and started swinging at him. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's awful. I shouldn't have said that.
No, he's a great guy, man. He'll wear the shirt that it might have some kind of crazy saying on it or something about having 1 leg or something. He don't care. It don't bother him at all. But I'll tell you what, though. If he had his 2 legs, I couldn't keep up with him because I had a hard time keeping him up with him with 1 leg. That's what I told him. I said, I can only imagine you with 2 legs. I mean, he is like weeding and everything with 1 leg. And I'm like, good night, dude. Holy smokes.
Yeah, between the 2 of you, y'all got 3 legs, and man, y'all work harder than y'all work harder than people with 4 legs.
Oh, definitely. That's the whole reason why I bought the set down in the first place for the couple of years was for him. I'd had a mower for him, and that's why we'd run the set down. I always run stand-ons, but I always kept a set down because of him. And
yeah, but no, I sat on a nest of them turkey hunting one time. I didn't get popped though, thank God. I felt the vibe, like I kept hearing something buzzing up under the ground. I'm like, what is that? And all of a sudden, I seen one come up beside me, and I'm thinking it got up beside me and left, and I was thinking to myself like, oh my God, I'm in some serious trouble now. And I got up, and when I did, there was probably 5 or 6 of them flying around. I was like, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy with 1 leg, his nickname was Spider Monkey, and we gave him that in the mines because he worked in the mines with me years before I did my business or had my business, and then he had that accident, lost a leg. A couple years later, he came to me and he wanted a job. But yeah, his nickname was always Spider Monkey because he's coming at you like a spider monkey, man. He's crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah,
get out. But good guy.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah. I know when I worked for the railroad, we always worked in groups of 2. It was a bunch of us that worked out. I worked for a rail car repair facility, and there was a lot of guys that worked out there, and we always worked in groups of 2. And my supervisor grouped these 2 guys together. Both of them were actually Desert Storm or either Vietnam. I can't remember which one of them, but they were veterans of some war. And one of them only had 1 hand, and one of them had a glass eyeball. So, but them jokers, dude, they could fly. Yeah. They can get it done. And my supervisor, he just cuss us all out every night. But like, I've got these 2 guys over here. Between the two of them, they got 3 eyes and 3 hands, and they were out working all y'all boys, and y'all got 4 eyes and 4 hands. And it's like, man, like, get out of my face, man.
That's pretty good. But yeah, man, having the disability and everything, it makes you stronger, I think. It makes you even do more, having that disability, So
it makes you want to prove people wrong.
Yeah, that's how he was. He wouldn't gonna let that disability change him or make people think different of him or a lesser person or anything. He's outdoing multiple people. So
Yeah, but Jay Myers is talking about the Asian hornets will send you to the hospital in a hurry. And like I said, I don't know what kind of hornets these were that got me, but it was not long after I went full time in my business. I got called to do it was a huge bush job. It was like a bush and tree job put together, and made really good money on it. And I don't remember how long it took us, but it was an all day affair. And it was me, my wife, and my youngest daughter's boyfriend. And earlier that day, you know, my daughter's boyfriend, like you said, that guy, he had a hole in the knee of his pants, and something got up there. I think it might have been a wasp got up there and stung him on his kneecap or his thigh. I can't remember which one it was. And he come over there and told me, and he was like, "Man, I got stung by something," and he was trying as hard as he could to hold it in. He looked like he wanted to cry, and he was shaking like trying to hold it in. So he was in some pain, but he got hit earlier that day, and then later on that day, like right before lunchtime, I was actually pruning back a Japanese maple tree, and I didn't see this hornet's nest up there. And I don't know if I hit the nest or if maybe I kind of shook the branch that the nest was attached to, but one stung me right here on my wrist, and then one stung me right there where my neck and my shoulder meets. And oh my God, dude, I was delirious. That hurt so bad. I mean, it made me dizzy. I was hallucinating. That's how bad it was. And
wow.
that was awful. I thought I was going to die out there. It was bad.
Mm,
But I had to sit
yeah.
down and chill out for about 45 minutes to an hour. That
Yeah.
was rough.
From a yellow jacket to a hornet sting, dude, it is probably 50 times worse. And they say it's like getting hit. How I described it when I got stung one time by one, it was like getting hit by a sledgehammer. I mean, it hurts, dude. It hurts so bad. So I
Yeah,
get what you're saying. It wasn't probably a normal sting, is what you're saying. Because you've probably been
yeah,
stung before by a wasp or a yellow jacket or something like that. That sting is
yeah,
pretty bad.
yeah. And the only reason I didn't even see him get me, the only reason I knew it was a hornet is because after a few minutes, I was walking around trying to get some stuff away from that tree, and I looked up and saw this great big old
Cone.
hornet's nest hanging from it, and I was like, "Oh man!" But
Hey,
yeah, that was
there was
awful.
one developing on my porch. Like the side part of my porch, it was developing on there, but eventually it never took and it blew down. But luckily they didn't establish any hornets in there or whatever. So I don't know what that was all about. But sure enough, man, it was a little small cone, hornet cone, but it never got any bigger or anything like that. Thank goodness.
Yeah, he's talking about Asian hornets are ground dwellers. Now, I will say there's this type of hornet. It's uh, it's actually called a cicada killer, and one of my customers had a nest in their yard, and they won't sting you, evidently. But the guy that I had helping me that summer, he found them before I did, and dude, they never stung us, and they just kept getting in our faces, getting all up in our business and everything, just harassing me. But
Yeah.
they
Wouldn't
never once
sting.
stung us. No, never once
Wow.
stung us.
Wow. But they killed the cadius or whatever.
The cicadas,
Yeah.
but
That's
they'll
we had that outbreak a couple years ago where it was like all over, and you couldn't go outside without getting a headache because hearing them. It was
well, what
so
it was,
loud.
it was two different
Two
types of cicadas that came out at the same time. I think it was a 7 year and a 12 year
Yeah,
that came out,
yeah,
and
yeah.
but yeah, that
It
was
was
loud.
rough.
That was
It
extremely
was
loud.
rough. It was rough. I hated
Yeah,
going outside that time because all you did was hear that like all over the place, man. Yep. Anybody else
mm,
got anything they want to add? Yeah, our son did get stung by a hornet last week. So yeah,
mm,
they do sting. That hornet did. So yeah,
yeah, it's awful.
yeah, very awful. Very. So what you got on plan this week?
Well, I'm starting the week out a day and a half behind because
Oh,
I got sick Wednesday. I only got, dude, 6 hours. I got 4 properties done, and that was awful. That was
oh
just
wow.
uncalled for. And finally, I just gave up, threw in the towel for that day, and then came home. Started raining, and it didn't let up until Thursday? No, Friday morning. Didn't let up till Friday morning, and then tried to go out Saturday to get some stuff done, and that's when I realized my trailer was tore up, and I found out because I had flat tires on my mowers. So
Do you have to
got
plug
one.
them?
Yeah, I've actually got a new set of tires coming in the mail for the 36, and no, they're not Twills. I wish they were. I'm
Yeah,
just I'm just scared to spend $1,200 on a set of Twills, man.
but you won't never have to buy them again.
Yeah, that's what I've been. What everybody's telling me. What
Yeah,
everybody's telling me.
you'll
It's
get
just
there.
like, good Lord, $1,200, man.
Yeah, that is a lot of money, man. But I mean, you're vesting in for the future too, especially if you cut people's yards that just had a roof put on. I've done that before and ran over a bunch of roofing nails and all that because, they're big at the end. They flip upside down, so when you run over them, they just go right onto your mower and everything. And these apartment complexes, we do a lot of commercial. We travel. So it definitely makes sense for us to have twills and run flats on the front because we're going an hour and a half away doing these apartment complexes. Man, if you get a flat tire, what's Roberto and them going to do?
Yeah,
Go find a tire shop. They probably ain't gonna be able to plug it themselves, or if they do, I don't know. I don't have onboard air on the truck or anything like that. So Twills is just a way to go.
you don't have one of those portable air compressors like a D-Walt or something you can charge with your
I got
phone
some of
charger.
them. Yeah, I got some of them. I do have some of them or whatever, but I mean, we don't need them. You know, if we have a flat on the truck or something like that, then I'm gonna be screwed. They're gonna have to, call in AAA or something like that to get them to come fix them or something, fix them up. We do
Mm.
have AAA and everything service. So,
They sell those little portable, rechargeable air compressors on Amazon. They're fairly cheap. My
mm,
mother-in-law bought one for me whenever because right at the Helene, I went through, I think it was 27 tire plugs I went through.
wow,
Yeah, there's a
wow,
bunch because there was a bunch of roofing nails everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
And
Uh, See you later, Chad. Have a good week, man. I hope all your guys show up on time and you get your list done because that's what it's all about, guys. Getting your list done. Like Tank's just telling us right now, he's playing catch up, and that happens in our business, guys. When we get so much weather and everything, in times we have to play catch up, and then we get back on schedule and start rolling again. But you can't predict the weather, man.
yeah, I what's up, Taylor? But
Yeah, what's up, Taylor?
I did decide this week though. I think I'm gonna hover right around that 80 property mark for a few years. I say a few years. And I really want to get some stuff paid off before I hire a full time employee. And when I do hire a full time employee, I want to be in a position where I can pay him year round, so I can keep a good
Yeah,
employee.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to get some stuff paid off first, and I figure somewhere between 75 and 85 yards that'll be enough for me to do what I need to do. And I really wanted to try to get to 100 before next spring, But at the same time, I got thinking about it, man. I can do I can do 100 because most of them are biweekly yards. But
Mhm.
at the same time, man, that's a lot of stress involved with that, man, as a solo operator. Because here, the past 2 years, we have got an unprecedented amount of rain in the summertime, and
Mhm.
that I don't know what it is about this area, man, but they do not believe in drainage, and these
Yeah.
yards they just stay saturated.
Wow. So the
So
spring times a lot of times hurt you. The spring
it's not
time.
necessarily. Honestly, it's not necessarily the spring. The last this summer and last summer, it happened at the end of the summer when it
Oh man.
really screwed me up. But
Yeah.
normally in the springtime, we might get one day of rain throughout the week. But shoot, man, we've been getting weeks.
It's been a crazy year, man. It really has.
Yeah.
Matt Man said, I got a grandstand a few weeks ago, and the dealer wanted me to get a set of 12s. That's a lot of money, man. I mean, it is, man. But I look at it towards, you know, if you're going to do this for long term and it's something that you're going to do, 12s are a way to go, especially if you can go ahead and get them when you get the deal of the mower. And that's usually what I try to do. Get it when I get the deal of the mower, try to squeeze them down a little bit on the price if I can, mark it down or whatever. And if you buy multiple mowers from them, like me, with Tri-Green, I'm in a platinum commercial guy. So a lot of times I can try to wheel and deal some things than what somebody else can that don't buy many mowers, because they know I'm coming in every 3 or 4 years buying another set of mowers. So
yeah. Also, if you do it when you're buying a new mower, it's a lot easier to come off of that money because you're already in the mindset.
Yeah.
You're fixing to spend thousands of dollars anyway, so you might as well just go ahead and get what's going to be best for you. But that's just one of them things, man. I've got other stuff I've got to I got to buy, more important stuff, and the twills will come. All that extra stuff, it'll come sooner or later, just not right now.
Yeah. I mean, you got to you got priorities that you got to get done before anything else can happen, and that's fine. That's with everybody in business, like me. I mean, you bought a new truck. I ain't got a new truck yet because I don't feel like I want a new truck. I need a new truck, but then again, I ain't had a payment in 5 or 6 years, and so I buy a truck, I'm gonna have a payment to pay for, and then and it's like you said, I buy a new truck. Well, I might have to let David go this winter to make for that payment or whatever. Well, I don't want to let David go. He's great access to the company right now, So if I can keep him on, maybe next year I can roll in to maybe look towards getting a new truck or something. It's just it's not in the business expense right now to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Not in the budget.
It's not in the budget right now, and I wish it was, but it's not there. So
I get it. I'll be honest with you, man. That new truck was not in the plan. And I had no choice, dude. I blew out a rear seal on that Ford I had, F-150 hauling around a skid steer with a 5.0 engine. That doesn't make good sense to do that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but now you don't have to worry about it. And like you said, that new payment coming out and everything, it ain't as scary as what you was when you were signing the papers that day. You kind of got a little bit of relief off your back, knowing that you can make that payment, knowing that, you got a nice truck, dependable truck. Because it's like you said earlier, truck and trailer, you can have any mower you want, but you got to get to the job first.
That's exactly right.
I tell everybody that. I mean, you don't have to have a brand new truck or whatever. And I'm thinking next year, even if I don't buy a brand new truck, might buy one 4 years old or something, just so I ain't paying that big ticket price at the very beginning. But definitely want something with some lower miles to start off with,
Yeah, and that's something I wish a lot more YouTubers would talk about, man. A truck and a trailer. I meant that, dude. That's two of your most important assets in your business, man. You've got to be able to get to the job site, whatever it is. Whether you're a landscaper, a plumber, electrician, you got to get there, man. You got to have some wheels.
Yeah. Or you don't have a business, I mean, me and Chad, we have the trucks that are designed for them or whatever, but you see, mine ain't new. I bought one from an auction for $5,400, $5,200 and stuck my old box on it, and made it work. And then my other one is like a 2001 model, it's a 2001 UD 1400 landscaping truck, and I keep them going, I don't have brand new ones or whatever, but I do like that setup in our business because when you hire guys and everything, can't everybody back a trailer up? Can everybody drive a truck with a trailer on it? And my wife mentioned in the comments earlier, my 19-year-old boy, I let him borrow my dump trailer to go haul some gravel for a guy that was going to pay him some money, and it ended up costing me 2 tires. And now I've come to find out I used my trailer not too long ago. a tail light, and he ripped the lines out of the where you hook it up to the truck. I don't know what this kid has done, but he's 19 years old and he's learning. But it's cost me more letting him borrow that than if I'd have just went with him and grabbed the gravel and dumped it for the guy, and me be a part of it and helped him do it or whatever. It cost me more money. That's what I told him. I said, "Dang, dude, you cost me like $200 something, $300 something to get my trailer back right." You know.
Also, not only that, man, with that landscaping truck and that landscaping box truck you got, you know, that's one thing. And you're looking at probably what, 20, 25 feet of truck right there when you drop the ramp. And so, I mean, when you're in an area like mine, everything's real tight together like that. There's not a whole lot of space in between driveways and mailboxes and all that good stuff. So you got a truck and a trailer, man. A lot of times you sitting there with 30 feet of equipment with the trailer drop, man. And that's taking up a lot of room. And sometimes you're going to have to stop what you're doing to lift your gate up or move your truck, whatever it may be, so somebody can get in or out of their driveway. And because I mean, there's not always somewhere to park where you're out of the way. So that's something to think about too.
Oh yeah. I mean, it turns on a dime. It's a cab over, so your tires are under your butt, and excuse me, they just work really good, you know. And you don't have to start off with that. My wife's putting it in there right now in the comments, man. Get you a truck under $10,000, $15,000. We did it the first 7 years or 8 years in our business, you know. Heck, that Ford F-250 that you see in my channel or whatever, I paid $6,000 for it probably 6 years ago. And it's been a great truck, you know, and, you know, it's just an older model Ford. I mean, the air conditioner stopped working in it. I still roll the windows down and run it. I mean, I put Band-Aids on all kinds of stuff, guys, to keep the business going, you know.
We all do.
The mowers, I take care of the mowers more than I do anything else in my property, you know, because I'm in their, you know, warranty program and all that. But you're exactly right, Tank. The trucks and trailers has got to get you there. It don't care how good your mowers are and how fancy they are and all that. If you ain't got no way to get to the yard to cut them, it doesn't matter, you know.
And going back to a welding machine, I think that's something that's a very important piece of equipment that you can use to invest in your business, man. Because you're all the time getting cracks in your trailer, whether it be on some of your bulb angles or your gate, the expanded metal coming up, or even on a dovetail like what you would have on your truck. You know, that stuff wears out too, man. And you know, if you take that to a shop. Or I don't know how long it would take Ricky to fix something like that for you, but you take that to a shop, man, they're gonna have it for a week.
Yeah. No,
you're if you're a guy, if you're a guy like me, man, I'm one truck, one trailer. I don't have backup truck and trailer. So you got to be able to. That's the thing about starting your own business, man. You got to be willing to become a jack of all trades. You got to learn it.
Yeah, especially working on your mowers and weed eaters and all that. You know, if you don't have the budget set back to buy a new weed eater and all that, then go online and buy carburetors and all that and fix them yourself. You got to learn to do that to keep your costs down to where you're making money, you know, and because nobody is, you know, how good your friends are and all that. They're not going to come pick stuff for nothing, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I say it a lot on my YouTube channel, man. You lose enough money as it is in business. You're going to lose money every year. There's no way around it. You're going to underbid jobs. You're going to have customers that don't pay you, whatever it may be. You're going to lose money, but you've got to be able to control what you can. And if you can control what you can, everything else will fall into place, man, and you'll be okay. You'll make it.
Yeah, definitely.
Just takes a little bit of elbow grease. That's all.
It really does. Well, look, man, we're going to be on here about 7 more minutes, guys. If you got questions and you want to talk to us about something, whatever, that might help you out in the future, next week, who knows, whatever, shoot us in there real quick because, guys, it's getting I mean, it's only 9:30 here at my house or whatever. We've been on for 2 hours and 24 minutes. So, there's a lot of people still in here. Over 14 people, now 16. It's jumping. They're coming in and out. But Tank Doghouse said, "Love your video on welding, Tank. I've got a spot on my gate that needs fixed. I've been avoiding having someone look at it. I guess I should consider that welder and do it myself." Exactly. That's what he's trying to show y'all guys. I mean, you're getting free advice from somebody on these YouTube channels.
Yeah. The thing about me is when I was in high school, we had a class for welding. We had a metals class. You learn how to do sheet metal and you learn how to weld. And when I got out into the workforce, that's what I did. When I first got out of high school, I was a certified welder, and I did it for however many years. I'm not sure how many years I did it, but that's something. When you learn how to do it, man, it's like riding a bike. You don't forget, and it's enjoyable. I mean, if you've never done it before, it's actually kind of enjoyable. It's something. If you don't know how to do it, you learn how to do it. You kind of like doing it, man, because it's not something that everybody can do, and taking something to a shop to get it welded can be very expensive. That's something like that is considered a skilled trade. So you're going to pay a pretty penny to have somebody repair or weld for you. And so if you can just go to Harbor Freight and get you a little cheap welding machine, $150, $200 at the most, maybe, just something like that to start out with, man. That'll save you a lot of money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the mesh on the trailers and all that, it don't have to be a giant welder to weld them in and everything. We're not saying go buy one and weld up axles and trailer houses and all that kind of stuff with a $150 welder. But I'm talking about in our business is a lot of small tiki stuff that breaks and has problems with, and that's what he's saying. You can use these welders to weld them up, man, and keep you going,
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a perfect weld either, man. It can look like peanut butter. As long as it holds, it don't matter. You ain't got to be out there dropping dimes and all that good stuff.
Yeah, dropping pennies is what they said.
Yeah, welding on dirty metal.
See, I watch people's stuff and I see, I get it. So people don't think I watch their channels and watch their shows and stuff. I might hit a like. I'm bad about leaving a comment, guys. I got to do better with that. But I watch a lot of people's stuff, and I get the terms a little bit, and I love how you said that. Yeah, welding on dirty metal. I might not be dropping dimes, but I'm dropping pennies.
That's exactly right. Hey, you know what they say about pennies, man? Pennies make dollars, and dollars make cents, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Doghouse said, "I think I saw where Ray felt one heck of a little welder machine in the road a while back. He sure did, man. That Miller little small welder he found." That was a pretty cool little welder, man.
And a Miller ain't no cheap welder either.
No, that's a high dollar one right there. And
he
knew that was a high dollar one.
Yeah, Miller and Lincoln, those are two top of the line welding machines right there. That's the best there is.
Yep, you're right. Jess said, I bought a Century welder. It was a wire feed at Home Depot for a couple $100. I've used a couple times on my trailer ramp gate. See, that's what we're talking about. Yep.
Let me know you saw my comments. I didn't know. Which comment are you talking about there, Brittany?
Oh, I think she's talking about earlier.
Oh, I'm not.
Hey, when this live's over, don't cut off or anything, because I do want to get some stuff from you.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Brittany, you're never going to get that out of me. I might tell, I might tell Lee, and that's up to him whether he wants to tell you. But you'll never get it out of me. There's some things you just don't say to a woman that ain't your wife.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely respect that. She'll keep on, and she don't know what you're talking about. Then once you tell her, she's like, "Oh, yeah, probably shouldn't have known that." No, So, I did marry a blonde, but she is smart. But I didn't marry a blonde.
Yeah, dude, my wife, dude, she's slick as owl shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She's she's smart as she can be. There ain't no doubt about that. You ain't getting nothing past my wife. You ain't getting nothing past her.
Mine too. She's got that detective sense. She'd figure it out quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, all right, guys, dude, I appreciate everybody being in here. Tank, you got anything else you want to follow up on or finish up with?
Nah, man, just keep it in the road.
Keep it in the road, exactly, because you don't want to have to pay for tires, man. So keep them trailers in the road. When you go off the shoulders and everything, it eats them tires up for some reason, man.
It sure do.
Guys, thank y'all so much for being here, man. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, man, if you want to hop on, anybody wants to hop on Tuesday night, come on in here. I'm sure Tank will be in here with us and everything. Appreciate everybody. Don't forget, we do it live on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock too. So appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate all my listeners on the next day. Dude, I get so many views after this thing's over with. So guys, thank y'all so much if you stayed in here this long. Sitting on that mower, cutting that big long yard and everything. Appreciate it, guys, man. Y'all have a good one, man, and we'll see y'all next time.
Have a good night, everybody.
Peace. All right, stay on.